4 minutes in, something like that. I am Rick here with... Who am I with? With Dimmy, Matthew, Orion, and Trister, and Jolts. Sorry, I almost missed you, Jolts. My bad. This is Towers of Dreams, a D&D 5e Eberron campaign. This is session 2, so we just sort of got into things. Unfortunately, Mr. Bitters will not be with us here. He's got some family problems going on. Big thoughts out to him. He's a cool guy, but life sucks sometimes. So last time we found this group in Sharn, the city of towers. A city that has stood for many centuries upon the hilt of the Dagger River. Its towers of stone rise from the water's edge into the clouds, casting long shadows upon the people within. And these people, they dream of fame and fortune, of serving gods, of living, of dying, and these dreams intertwine, bringing together the dreamers that we follow today, who sort of got in trouble. They were looking... some people were just traveling across town, some were actually looking to go where they were, but they came upon this bridge where a man, an elf, was under attack, and they bravely stepped in to assist him, although, considering he didn't take a single point of damage, they didn't really need to, maybe? Regardless, they did help him out, thankfully. But, after that, they went with the elf to the Eye of the Beholder, a lovely tavern manned by a beholder, which shocked a lot of them. And after doing that, they sort of just rested there for the night and said they would go investigate the owner of this book that this elf was attacked over. Or, well, not owner, the long-time borrower. Now, I just gotta see, Discord is broken. Just, like, I can't hear anybody. Voice packets received from unknown source. Yeah, I don't... Yeah, I just... Yeah, just Discord. I was looking through... Yeah, I know you guys are hearing me. I was just looking through the debug menu to see if there was anything that I could do to like, fix it, but apparently not. Let's open up that Sharn overview, and,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have a question.
I perhaps have an answer.
Is the tavern really manned if it's not a man?
Hell.
Oh! That's racist.
I'm just saying, is it not beholden by a beholder?
Wow.
Well, I don't have an answer for that. So yes, you guys are in the middle city. And I will share that. You are in the Underlook district, which is an in-district. At the Eye of the Beholder, which you guys wake up in the morning. You hear the tweeting of birds outside. They are sending some pretty nasty messages to each other. So what do you guys do? The room... Oh, I guess a little description of the room. The rooms in the tavern are quite odd-shaped. They're kind of all circular, like little pods. Not like the floors and ceilings, but the walls are circular. They've got like a place to hang your coat, a little stand with a drawer, and then a bed. Which, well, it's not really a bed. It's more like a cot that hangs from next to the door to the other side of the room. It's comfortable enough.
So Ebenir's probably been up early and is like reading some random book that he has, and then probably double checking. Once he's like spent like 10 minutes reading this book, he'll spend the next 5 minutes drinking tea and going through the book of like names and books that he's supposed to return, and make sure that none of the other characters that he's met so far are in this book that he has to acquire fines from.
They don't appear to be. But you never know.
Yeah, then I think he's sitting downstairs enjoying a proper cup of tea.
The Beholder, known as Joker, is manning the bar as he is. The tavern seems to be quite busy at all times of day, and he uses his telekinetic abilities quite skillfully. Basically running the entire tavern by himself. He's got a few halflings and goblins that seem to help him out, but overall, he seems to be doing the job mostly on his own. But he doesn't seem to mind it. They seem mostly there just to entertain him. Like, instead of, like, handing out food or taking orders, they're mostly just telling him jokes and, like, trying to get people to tell him jokes. They're more jesters than waiters and butlers. Waiters, and waitresses. I speak English.
Totally, we can tell. So, of course, Tranquility won't be too far behind. After all, he doesn't need true sleep. He just needs to shut down for a little bit.
Stay with Creep.
Right. So I'll end up very early in the morning preparing my spirit and trying to influence my body and prepare itself for the adventure ahead. Even though it's just to visit an old house that's been attacked.
Well, not just attacked. The man was murdered in cold blood.
Exactly. It's horrible.
I'll be walking down, head in the spell book, pen in hand, writing notes and diagrams within the inside of my spell book. As currently, I seem to be working on the equivalent of basically a diagram of the human body, and just drawing out different parts of it, drawing the muscle on the outside, just basically studying the human form as I walk to sit down.
Is there any particular person you're studying today?
Good boy.
How creepy can we make this?
Well, considering the new people that we have run into recently, the person who I admire most for our conversation would probably be Matthew's character. So the diagram is probably of his body and his anatomy.
Do you show this?
His head's in the spellbook. It's your choice if you lean over and look.
Probably not. Not unless you actively showed it to him.
No, it's more of a personal study of just trying to understand human anatomy. It's a scholar thing.
It's a scholar thing. Oh, it's justifying the creepy, stalkerish behavior. I'm just so smart. It's what smart people do, you know.
I mean, most people only draw the surface of the drawing. I get right in there.
You don't understand anatomy until you are willing to understand until you are able to understand how to stop someone's heart in the easiest, most efficient way possible.
Please don't.
You don't understand anatomy until you've dissected someone with your eyes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't want to be dissected.
I call it an eye section.
Jesus
not-
Christ.
Do not worry. If for whatever reason you meet untimely, and your body will be donated to science.
And by that he means he's going to take your body.
No, yeah, he is science.
What sort of monster would work on dead bodies? Jesus Christ.
A necromancer.
I mean, you got to learn some way, and working on a live person is pretty dangerous, to be honest.
Yeah. Plus, on top of that, I'm operating under no assumptions. I was born with a metallic skeleton and magic infused in my body. I don't even know the common sense of a human when it comes to the human body. That's why it's so important that I learn.
So,
You're not medicine trained, do you?
I know I don't, but I'm going to make it a roleplay thing to grab it later.
I like
You're
it.
gonna learn it by through.
Honestly, not having it right now is more fitting.
Yeah.
So all that
I've
being...
only-
Go ahead.
I was going to say, because I've only just recently left the Academy of Arcanics. I only know very, very minimal stuff. That's the reason I'm on this pilgrimage.
So while everyone is doing their thing, I did have a story question. In my, I don't know what to call this book. Let's call it the Book of Overdue Fines. In the Book of Overdue Fines, when I look at the entry for this book, The Littlest Moon, is Aldrin Hoffield the one who's recorded as checking it out, or is that?
Yes, he is the person who checked it out originally. He checked it
Okay.
out about 3 years ago.
Right.
So you're joined in the tavern by Bennett Allswell, who rises a bit late. He seems to have slept in after that harrowing day that he had the day before. He orders something to eat, has a nice breakfast, ham and eggs, which is not cooked up by the Beholder, not cooked up by Joker. It makes a big joke about not having a taste for that sort of thing.
Oh.
But the halflings in the back that cook him up are, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, a lot of his jokes are pretty bad. He loves puns.
I laugh at them anyway,
So
Well,
polite.
just to make him feel better.
oh,
Bork.
Bork.
Bennett eats in silence, enjoying his breakfast, and then when he's all got everything all taken care of, and Joker sort of just raises the plate up into the air when he sees that he's finished. He sort of invites the lot of you over to his table. It's still pretty early. It's like maybe 8 a.m. right now.
Rise because he's
Discord
bigger
is just
and,
it's just gonna be like that today.
Annika's asleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a second. I'm gonna switch server locations. All right, there we go. I really wish Discord just wouldn't break all the time. Anyway,
Ryan? I think Ryan's dead. You killed
No,
a
I'm
Ryan.
here. I was just waiting. Okay.
yeah. Okay, everything's good.
Okay. Noticing that Annika is not present and still sleeping, Ebonier will go to Joker and ask, we'll say, "Excuse me, would you be willing to do me a little favor?"
I don't know. Do I want to be in your favor?
I like this guy.
Oh, yes. Good pun. Yes, I laugh. Haha.
He just-
Would you?
It should be noticed his grin is like these super sharp teeth that are just like I don't know how to describe it. They're like super entwined, like super hard set together. It's very unnerving when he smiles because it's wider than your body. His mouth is as wide as your body. So
yeah, Ebonier is slightly very nervous about this, but he kind of he squeezes his fist to reassure himself. And he says, my goblin friend is a heavy sleeper, but she needs to get up. Do you have anyone who can wake her up, preferably rather loudly?
I overhear this. Oh my god!
I thought Annika was going to be the petty one.
usually I charge extra for the wake-up call, but for you, I will give an exception. And he winks at you, but it looks like just a big blink. Just got the one big eye.
Yeah,
He leans to the side when he does it. That's how you know.
yeah.
Are you blinking or winking at me? It's so hard to tell.
Yes.
I-
He turns around and calls over to one of the little halflings that serves him, who hops up on the table. He's got like big shoes with bells on the end, but otherwise he looks pretty well dressed for for his position. You see Joker just sort of chortle at these bells on his shoes. They have a little conversation, which is, I mean, it's easy to hear. It's just like go wake up the woman in room B3. Use the big horn.
So Tranquility looks like he wants to say something, but then just probably kind of puts his finger to his lips like, I want to see where this goes. It's rude, but I want to see.
Yeah. So the halfling jumps off and runs up the stairs, and a few seconds later you hear a loud, like, goose honk. Annika, in your room, you're woken up by a door just slamming open, and then like a goose being thrown at you. Yes.
I have disadvantage on just being woken up when I attack, right?
I mean, what would you even attack with?
Probably the nearest thing to hand. Is there a desk? Can I throw a lamp?
There's no lamp. There's simply a like a light on the ceiling that glows softly.
Oh.
Like a floating eternal or continual light.
You can throw your pillow at him.
No, that's not hard enough. So Annika is woken up, probably shrieks. That's probably the second thing everyone hears. Falls out of bed, stumbles to her feet blearily, swearing such that would make a sailor blush.
The goose flaps around the room before landing on the floor and just waddling around, sort of honking loudly and angrily. I don't have to say angrily. It's a goose.
With there
Always
being
angry.
nothing to hand, immediately she's gonna find the nearest thing that she knows is big, heavy, and hard, which is probably one of her boots, and fling it at the goose.
Yeah, the goose flies, or like barely moves out of the way, and then flies out of the door, leaving a wake of feathers, a trail of feathers in its wake.
Chases it to the door, yelling in Goblin. Indecipherable, horrible words that, like, quite frankly, just like insulting its parentage at the best.
It's a honk. It doesn't care. I keep calling it a honk.
It is a honk.
It's a honk. It's a goose. It doesn't care. Honks don't. Wow.
Honks don't care. I like it.
I'm having problems today. Please excuse me.
It's a honk.
Geese don't care.
No, honks don't care. I like it. This is I mean, ignoring the undertones. Anyway. So after having recovered both, like, mentally and her shoe physically, Annika will take a wild guess as to what's happened and soon sort of storm down the stairs, putting the shoes on first so that you can hear her coming down the stairs.
Ebenezer is just sitting there, and he's like sipping his tea, reading his book, and he's not even like making the slightest notion to look what the noise is.
In that case, being completely ignored, she'll make a beeline for him, staring daggers, and rather than attempt logical conversation, we'll just tip the teapot over. Not onto him, onto the table, but sun's still gonna go on him.
Ah, I see you're not a morning goblin, are you?
Mate,
Are you
you
implying that
fucking
goblins
disturb
aren't
my
evil?
rest again. If you fucking interrupt my sleep again.
You'll what? Scream at a goose again? Curse? Curse like a little child?
You will know what it's like to sleep. I will play you to your final rest.
Annika, good morning.
People who are no. You will wish you were 6 feet under, because I will dig you a grave so deep. The finest teams of dwarven miners will have to dig for years to find you.
Ebenezer kind of just stares at him and like for a moment, and then he casts Mage Hand and like directs the hand to go get another pot of tea, and then bring it back to him, and he says, "Yes, I'm sure," and then goes back to drinking his tea.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna fucking. Where's my? She's gonna looking around for something else to throw.
Creep reaches over, putting a hand on Annika's shoulder, and just says, "It's not worth it right now."
He better lock his fucking doors. Swear to God.
Swear me, mum.
There's time for bodies later. He says, patting her shoulder.
Even Bennett Allswell, who seems like this sort of like stuck up, he's an older elf. He's got that air of elfishness about him. Even he seems pretty amused by all this. Well, it's nice of you to join us. It offers Annika the seat next to him.
She will probably take it, but like in a huff, arms crossed, still just staring at Ebonir.
Aldrin will offer you some breakfast.
In like a would you like a breakfast? In like a would you like some breakfast, or as in physically like offering something out to her?
Physically offering like a plate.
Oh, that's
or
getting slapped away, mate. I don't care what it is. It's going on the floor.
that is fine. That's fine. So
as you brush it off, Joker catches it. Like it stops like 5 inches above the ground and then floats back up onto the table.
Ah!
Thank you. Joker.
I love Annika so much, man.
The smile, this big, toothy grin, never leaves Joker's face.
There is a small thud as her head hits the table.
I imagine he's extra amused by this.
So I'll look over at Annika and say, perhaps something to eat or drink would help calm the nerves this morning. As I'll look at the bartender, like, something.
He just sort of points an eye stalk at the tea, because you've now got 2 pots of tea on the table.
Something harder?
Well, one of them was spilled over, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well,
he will. It's
Well,
a bit early for that, wouldn't you say?
Annika's not responding to anyone outside, but she is muttering to herself in Goblin. Probably, everyone can probably understand some of it, but like she's muttering into the table specifically to make it hard to make out. So,
Great.
now then, if Annika does not want breakfast, shall we be on our way?
Yes, I must warn you first, though. Mr. Hofeld's apartment was quite in disarray. Also, there's the business of the battle yesterday. There would probably be some members of the Watch to clean up that mess. We kind of failed to report it. That would be partially on me. I forgot my duty as a citizen, an upstanding citizen.
We didn't report it. I thought we reported it.
I thought you did too, but I don't remember you actually doing that.
Oh,
We didn't actually go to a garrison or anything.
Yeah.
that's rather embarrassing. Well, I guess we shall talk to the guardsmen when we get there and inform them of what happened.
It may be best to just pass them by a bit. They probably don't want to get held up by this unfortunate incident.
Maybe we give them a note as we leave.
Of course, Ebonir can understand it. You can't see it, but I can see all of the PCs that can understand her. And, well...
I only wish I could understand.
oh, she's aware. You guys can watch the VOD to see what I say at any one point, but that's on you guys. You're gonna have to watch this all over again.
Yep.
Oh, buddy.
Ebonir does not respond. He's just smiling, drinking his tea.
Getting caught up in the loss, in even if it's in self-defense, would be... Well, let's say the Watch probably won't be asking any questions about. They don't tend to bother themselves with too much of that. He sort of pushes back and stands up. Well, are you all ready to go?
Yes, I am prepared for today's adventure.
Ebonir, like,
An-
go ahead.
I'll look at Annika. Are you ready to join us as well?
She like pushes away from the table and stands up, attempting to knock her chair down. Does Joker let that happen?
No, even better. Like the moment it goes tilting over, I hook it slightly with my foot and just twist it upwards again. Just okay.
Jackie Warforged Jackie Chan over here.
How do you always end up as Jackie Chan?
I watched that show too much. I don't know.
Should give Tranquility one of the death stares as just a don't you fucking start, and then head back up to her room to actually collect her things.
Just looks away innocently, like.
Creep will just look over and say, I believe that was her way of saying yes.
Well,
Mystery true.
Ebonir kind of like pushes back from the table and then uses his mage hand to like clean up the tea while he takes a napkin and cleans his face, like very, very much sure to make sure he's nice and clean. And he turns to Joker and he says, "That was wonderful tea, thank you." And then says, "I'm ready," and stands up with all his gear. He's like ready to go.
I
How do you
actually
do
kind of
actions?
stare at your
Slash
mage hand when you
action.
do it.
Yeah, your mage hand is quite
Wait.
visible, as they tend to be.
So
Yes.
Aldrin is about to go. Goes upstairs to get stuff, but follows behind Annika. Goes to her room, waits by the door, and says hello. Oh, hello.
She's in a sulk now, so she doesn't say anything. She just gives you another sort of stare with the the tight lips and the.
As you stare, Aldrin says, "I know we have not got off on the best of feet, and I know my companion can be a bit frustrating at times, but it doesn't mean anything bad by it. If things are getting too bad or you want to talk about something, you can always talk to me." And with that, he walks away. Collects his stuff.
Go ahead.
Annika's probably about to try and come up with some witty retort, but if he just walks away, she'll just call him a piece of shit under her breath. And purposefully wait for like 30 seconds before going down after him.
Nice.
Is there a mess in the... is there a mess at all in the bar room, or was it literally just like everything was stopped by Tranquility and Joker?
Everything. Well, I mean, there was some tea spilled on the table, but other than that, no big mess was really made.
Well, at the very least,
That
Creep...
beholder keeps a tight ship.
Tight shit.
I can speak.
You mean like
Creep
the Honks?
turns the page of his book while Annika is getting ready to go, and starts writing out a thing. As he eventually puts his hand over it and closes his eyes, as slowly he'll begin. 10 minutes later, he'll summon an unseen servant to help clean it up. Since unseen servant is a ritual.
Okay, yeah, you finish it up just as she's about ready to go. And the unseen servant, what do you direct it to do specifically?
I direct it to assist in cleaning the bar in the way that Joker wishes.
Okay.
Basically, I prefer, because I'm a scholarly man, I prefer to leave things on a good note. You get more information that way.
Joker doesn't seem too bothered about any of it. He directs it to, like, push in chairs, basically. He doesn't say much to you, he just sort of understands what you're doing. Being a beholder has quite a vast knowledge of magic and such.
And the servant will do as he wants, as Creep will just go back to his very, very detailed sketch of Aldrin.
All right, with Bennett Allswell leading the way, let's see, how long does it take to take a bit? Let me try to understand. Let's see, same district, no, and same ward. So I need to actually doing things wrong. Bennett Allswell leads you upstairs, downstairs, all around. Let's see here.
In
the
my
party
lady's chamber.
ascends. What? No. What? What?
Goosey gander? No?
No.
Wow. Matthew?
Yes, sorry?
You know that, right?
No.
You're all freaks.
You're alone in this. You're
No
alone
one
in
understands you.
this,
The
ever.
party descends, ascends, and shifts back and forth across Sharn to the bridge where their fateful battle took place. There you see several men with a proper attire on, proper guard attire, carrying the symbol of the watch, which I don't have on hand, but I'm sure it's special. I'm sure it's probably like an eye with the tower on it, just Eye of Sauron on them. And they're cleaning up the mess that the party left and helping Bennett the other day. They've got several of the bodies all of the bodies have sheets on them. I believe it killed like 3 of them.
We killed like 3 of them, and only 2 of them were still on the streets. The other one was thrown off a bridge.
Look, I tried to save him, right?
Yeah, the two bodies have sheets over them, and they've got someone like looking at and sort of poking at with some sort of magic implement the puddle of shadow stuff that dog turned into. But seeing that, Bennett just sort of leads them past, sort of just like acting casual, and leads you away from the scene. Again, he already explained. There's no need to explain the death of a couple thugs, as crass as that is to say. We've got
There were
to.
people
We need
too.
to get.
Rick, is that legally true?
I mean,
Would
that's a matter of contention. I
put it
mean,
this
in the end, you've got self-defense on your side. So it probably would lead to the same conclusion either way.
okay.
Unless you... except for you would be noticed by the constabulary of Sharn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So-
Evan accepts this argument.
He leads you a couple building, like a single tower over, and to an underpass, to an overpass, underneath it, a little footpath that goes below a bridge connecting 2 towers, to a small door that has just the number 22 next to it, and he leads you inside. Inside is a long hallway that goes down. And actually, underneath the 22 is a list of names with little like buttons next to them. Not so much buttons as like little gems that you could press on. They're like, you don't push them in. There's no mechanics to it. They're just like magic like bells that would ring in the apartment itself. And with a quick glance, you can see that indeed Alfin Holfeld has his name on there. The inside the apartments, the hallway goes back probably through a good half to 2/3 of the thickness of the tower, and he leads you to the very back, to the very last apartment, but sort of like holds up a hand as you get back there, as the door is already open. I doubt they would leave it open when they chased after me. There were enough that they could have just closed it. Be on your guard. He holds a hand on his dagger and steps in. into Alfred Holfeld's apartment.
Walks in completely unarmed.
No, he's got his hand on his dagger.
No, no,
I
no,
mean tranquility.
Ebonir will cast Mage Armor.
Let's see. Yeah.
Ooh.
So the first thing you notice is that the apartment is a total mess. You notice that there are just papers scattered everywhere, pinned to the walls. The first room is a den with a couch and a table and some posters that have been scribbled all over. The couch and the table are splattered with blood, and a body lies still on the ground with a man hunched over it. He is as soon as you walk in, he stands up, and you notice that he has a ridiculous... Someone's echoing me. Who's echoing?
Hello?
Swear, yeah. He's got a ridiculous eyepiece on his right eye, which just makes his eye look like... It's not like a lens, it's more like a gem that scatters his eye into 1,000 different pieces. It looks absolutely ridiculous, but immediately takes it off and steps up and reaches to the sword on his belt. Doesn't draw it. Who are you? What are you doing?
Who are you?
This is a crime. Oh my.
Yes, who are you?
That's quite presumptuous to ask me when I asked you first.
Well, sir.
He seems pretty off about it.
So I'm going to take a step forward and kind of put a hand up, like, we'll continue. Say what you're going to say.
As a
Yes.
crime scene, the scene of a murder, if you couldn't tell.
Well, sir, I'm an officer, that is a representative of the University of Weinrin, and I've been sent here to recover the late fees due by the deceased here.
He takes off the eyepiece and just looks at you with the most, just like, I can't think of the word. It's like that's the most ridiculous explanation he's ever heard.
Well, that may be.
Fees from a deceased man. That's
300 gold is not a 300 gold is not a ridiculous amount, sir. It must be recovered.
How do I know that you weren't the ones that ended him to get to these late fees that you speak of?
Are you accusing an official representative of the University of Weinrin of committing murder?
Coming back to the scene of the crime to find things that you missed. It's a common thing that murderers do.
And what does that make you, sir? Are you an official?
I am an inquisitive of the Global Information the Globe Information Agency. Thank you.
What's a globe?
Okay, that means nothing to me. What the hell's that?
None of you would actually know anything about that. You would know an inquisitive is a more or less a detective, a private detective that works, well, sometimes private, sometimes not. But they use all manner of magics and such to investigate crimes.
Is our escort here?
Can I do an insight check on this guy? I want to see if he's.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, sure.
I want to see if I actually believe what he says.
I was going to.
He seems a bit nervous, but I mean, he does have the look of an inquisitive about him. He's got a long black coat with many pockets in it. That eye that you have, roll an Arcana check as well. That little lens piece that he says that he has is definitely a gem of seeing, which is a common inquisitive item. He only has a single weapon on him that you can see, and he hasn't jumped to attack you. So, I mean, he seems truthful enough.
Well, sir, if I can establish my proof by showing you my papers, and then he pulls out some papers to show who he is and any official documentation that shows he works for the University of Weinren.
He, I think it's Weinern.
Weinern?
Weinern.
Oh, okay, Weinern.
Yeah. I don't mean to like correct you, but it's bugging me.
Hey, let's get it right now.
He steps forward a bit trepidatiously and takes it from you and gives a look at it. It does indeed. Your identification papers have a picture of yourself, your name, your plate of birth, your place of citizenship. You've got your identification papers in there, or travel papers rather, and of course have your ID as a member of the University of Weinern. Well, at least your story checks out. What's up with the rest of these? And Bennett will actually clear his throat. Well, we're simply here to look after, to investigate what happened to this man. Sort of involved with it indirectly. Not with the man's death, but we had a run-in with the men who probably killed him.
Yes, we...
I'll be honest, he looks around and gives a glance at a lot of you. You are a pretty odd group. You got this creepy-looking dude who looks like he with this white hair. You got two Warforged, the meanest-looking half-elf you've ever seen, and Toussaint, who is just this handsome devil that probably has he's just like rubbing his chin, looking at things, and being like, "Je m'appelle Toussaint." Thank you for giving to my terrible French.
All right. Well, I'll kind of.
And of course, a little goblin with a weapon slung over her back.
So I'll kind of say, we merely wish to look and see what happened to the man. It is tragic that he had to die.
Probably didn't have to die. No one has to die. Even in the cases of war, such things can be avoided if people were only smart about things, but people rarely are.
True.
He gives a look over you, and like, you can tell that he's still on edge. He's outnumbered. There's 7 of you, counting Bennett, and 1 of him. And even if he was pretty strong, you guys have seen what Action Economy does in 5e. You guys
he does better.
You guys overpowered his CR23 endgame boss at level 11.
Yeah, that was broken.
So I'm trying to be as civil and peaceful about it as I can. Just like, no, seriously, we're cool.
I'll just say, yes, we were asked to be here by this representative. He wanted us to protect him and to assist him. I'm a wizard of the Academy of Arcanics. I've come here on a pilgrimage and I was asked to help.
Well, I suppose it can't help, but don't try to touch anything don't mess with anything here. Try to move things around too much. Simply been asked by the Watch to track back where those unfortunate souls, 2 unfortunate souls who lost their lives at the tower over, see where they came from. I managed to track back their footsteps here.
It's like, do not worry, as I hold up my hands. No fingerprints. No? Okay.
No. Fingerprints are probably far less potent than like accidentally destroying evidence.
It was a joke, but okay.
What else is in the room?
Yeah, Annika wants to have a look around, like she's like peeking through legs and around people, and specifically, like hanging back as she is, sort of leaning back to just look out the door to make sure this dude doesn't have some like guy who's coming up behind them.
Right. So the den is a rectangular room, maybe 20 feet long and 15 feet across. It's got a big table. It's got a bunch of posters and framed pictures on the walls. Some that you can easily connect to the unfortunate soul on the ground. Congealed blood is on the couch and on the table, but even below that, all across the floor and like pinned to the walls, pinned over pictures and the paintings and posters, they're just like torn papers. There's papers everywhere, and they just have scribbles of circles. Annika can reach down and pick one up if she wants to.
Yes.
Ebonier, does Ebonier see these papers as well?
All of you see them. I mean, they're everywhere.
Ebonier would probably pick one up as well.
Ebonier has a very easy connection since he looked over the book. They look similar to some of the drawings within the book. They're sort of written or drawn in with like charcoal, some with some like messy paints. They look like some of the drawings, but overall are much more terrifying looking. The eponymous Littlest Moon, just has this terrifying face on him. Alphen seems like he was kind of deranged at the end. And the drawings don't look very old, just by the look of them. Like, the paper is still relatively fresh, like, taken out of a journal or something. Why are you spending action points?
Because for some reason I had 6 instead of 5.
Oh. Just when I marked that off. Anyway. But yeah, they, a lot of them look like stuff from the book. Drawn in charcoal on paper. Torn out and left down. Yeah.
What does it mean, Ebonier?
I'm not quite sure. This is definitely, a crude interpretation of the last page of the book, of the moon.
It's all of the pages of the book, just with the friendly, cartoonish face sort of replaced with this garish, haunting face.
Yes, this is just an exact. It's every page of the book, but more demonic.
Ooh.
And Ebonier will take like one of the pages and like fold it carefully and then put it in his sack.
Marcus's ears perk up at that, and he goes away from the body, putting away his gem of seeing. Unfortunately its charge has run out. What book would you be talking about here?
The book I was sent to recover, The Littlest Moon. Apparently, honestly, neither have I until I came up on my list, but this gentleman checked it out over 3 years ago from the University of Wynern, and, well, I was sent to recover it. And I pull the book out and I open it, and you may examine it if you like, but I must warn you, it must stay in my possession. And I pull it out for him to examine the book.
He, did you offer it to him?
I hold it, but I'm not gonna give it to him. Like, I'm holding the book so he can look at it, but if he, like, reaches for it, I would pull it away.
That's quite interesting. Yeah, he takes a journal out from one of his many pockets, and by that he means he looks through, like, 3 pockets before finding the right one. Takes out a fountain pen and scratches down some notes about this. What is everyone else doing? Well, because I know that Annika and Ebonier are right there. There are several doors going off into other rooms. The whole place is lit by some continual lanterns. Well, not continual lanterns, continual lights that sort of glow softly on the ceiling above.
I would like to go through and investigate one of the other rooms.
Off to the right is a small kitchen. On the far end is a small bathroom with a tub, and to the left is a bedroom. It's a little more than a. It's got the amenities for someone to live, but it is not an upstanding, like high class apartment by any means.
While people are sort of talking and doing various things, Annika wants to take the time to cast Detect Magic as a ritual to see if there's anything hidden away. I mean, this guy's probably noticed it already, but doesn't do a check again. Or doesn't hurt to check again, even. So she's going to be doing that.
So what other rooms does everyone else check out?
Bedroom.
The bedroom is a mess. It looks like it has a bed and a drawer and a small, not really a closet, but just a set off area where you could hang some clothes. But the mattress was cut open. It's got a bunch of feathers scattered around, down feathers, and springs popping out. The drawers have all been pulled out of the nightstand. All of his clothes have been taken down. This place is a mess, and it doesn't look like he did it. There are a few more papers in here, but not many. Yeah.
Perhaps they were looking for the book. What are all these papers again? They're just they're not super important, are they?
Well, all the papers seem to be copies of pages of the book that have made maybe in the last few weeks. You notice some with writing on them, and like crouching down to take a look, you just see scribbled in heavy drawing, almost tearing the paper, "It comes," over and over again.
Is there a knowledge check I can make on this? Like, maybe on the face or on the Littlest Moon as a whole? Just, my character's very knowledgeable in history and arcana.
You can make an arcana check, or a history check, or some sort of intelligence check, but I can't guarantee it will return anything useful.
Alright, well, it's worth a shot at least. 20.
You know that the moons are, well, I mean, the moons are associated with the planes beyond, some of which are associated with demons and various devilry and invasions of the past, but you don't remember anything like this. Like, there once might have been a 13th moon, but that's really nothing but a legend. Like, nothing has ever pointed to it actually existing at any point. And even if it did, like, there's no rumors of associated with it going down to the planet or being demonic of this sort. Like, it's there's no real connections you can make.
Does the moon look like any moon that we can see in the sky?
Well, there are 12 moons of Eberron, which some are much larger than others. That orbit around in various layouts. But, I mean, it definitely shows all 12 moons plus the littlest moon, which in the book had a little happy cartoon face, but in his drawings has a much more garish face.
Is there any, features, or was there any features of the moon itself aside from the face? Like, did it have a specific color?
Both in the drawings that Alf and Holfeld made and the book itself, the drawings are pretty simplistic.
Oh, nice.
Is there anything else anyone else wants to do, or?
I have some questions for the Inquisitor, but I was going to wait for other people.
Aldrin just sits there, kind of like he doesn't know what to do, and just listens to people who seem smarter than him, specifically Ebony. and just sits
Man,
there
that is pretty stark contrast to your last character.
I know, right? You haven't tried to make friends with the pictures of the moon yet.
Oh my god.
So
It comes good. We can meet it and be friends.
That's so wonderful and accurate.
So, I will actually look at this. I'm sorry, the Inquisitor, right, or the
Inquisitive.
Inquisitive. I'll look at this Inquisitive. There was a woman.
He did say his name was Marcus Drake.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. Shit. I don't hear a lot though. So I look at Marcus Drake and I ask, Mr. Drake, there was a woman who was chasing our dear friend, as I'll kind of gesture towards him. She had a symbol on her. It was of the silver flame, was it not? As I'll look at everyone else confirming, like it was that, right?
And I nod my head.
I know.
She had
Let's see
a.
what,
a
let's see
she
what the
had.
silver flame would be involved in all this.
She had some kind of dark beast, a hound of shadows. She seemed to be the definite ringleader of everyone involved.
He immediately takes out his notebook, only having to check 2 pockets this time before finding it, and quickly jots that down. Yes. Is there anything more you can tell me about her?
We'll actually hold his metallic chin for a moment and considers what she might have looked like. And we'll try to give as best a description as he can.
She had tan skin and brown hair, long brown hair that was tied, like, braided behind her. She might have been, but, with the common nature of disguise magic, you can't know for sure that was what she looked like. She did absolutely had the silver flame on her, wore a dark cloak with like orange highlights on it, like gray and orange. And yeah, other than that, she didn't really have many. Like, she looked pretty average overall. She was very angry, though.
Right. So
What about this dark, shadowy beast that you were talking about?
Would I know it's a Shadowhound, or would someone know it's a Shadowhound?
Well, I mean, it was a creature that faded in and out of the shadows, and it was a dog.
Alright, so I'll describe that. It turned invisible. It just appeared out of nowhere. It was of the darkness. But it had a very dog-like face. Big, jagged teeth and shit. So he'll describe all of that and then some, and say that she was quite the spellcaster, if I'm correct. Had a hard time letting go.
You easily hear him mutter under his breath, "That might explain what happened to the victim then." And while you're doing that, Annika finally finishes casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
Hey.
And your feel into the magic around you expands. You of course can detect magic on him, on the Inquisitive. He's got some magic items with him.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, there's not really. There is some residual magic. Like probably illusion magic is the thing, or maybe conjuration, just sort of here and there. Not anything that would be active now, but something that was there. A quick connection to that with your knowledge of magic, like maybe that shadow hound was here.
Okay. She's gonna have a sort of just a wander around, look through the rooms, then sort of see if anything else glows out to her.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, one of those things. Investigation.
I mean, you are an intelligence-based class. Should be good at those. Maybe.
I am decent.
By the way, did we ever roll to identify that beast?
No. You did not.
Could I make an Arcana check to see if I know what creature the hound was?
I'll just say, like you know what you know. It was some sort of shadowy creature, canine, that could fade in and out of the shadows, which means it being active in Sharn is really good for it. Because, like, you've got the shadows of the towers overhead at all times of day.
Got it. So whatever it is, it's definitely not a common creature.
It's definitely not a common creature. You might be able to do some research outside to take a look at it.
Alright. I'll probably
But
do that later.
Annika, looking around, you see a few pages of journals that actually have some small writing on them, sort of hidden here and there between some of the more coarse illustrations, you might call them. You pick one up and see that it's sort of a half-torn journal page with the writing, the sort of handwriting of the message that say "It comes," but much more sane, maybe. It talks about a priest woman, a priestess came to me, told her I didn't want to be proselytized to. Was interested in my works. And as he goes on, he starts rambling, like I didn't want to speak to her. I sent her away. I don't really want to. I need to focus on what I can do to stop it, and it is like takes up 3 lines on the page, and is in jagged lettering.
I know that remake looks shit, right?
Do what?
They're remaking the film It. I was saying the remake looks shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. So
I wasn't a fan of the original miniseries anyway. I'm more like the book because it's super fucked up,
Hey.
and I am secretly in huge quotes an edgelord.
Secretly.
I love Stephen King too much. He's a trashy writer, but I love every
Oh, yeah.
every of his.
his
Like-
endings always disappoint me.
Yeah.
Everything
is,
up until that point is great, but then it's
Yeah. He goes on for too long. Like I read I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I read the Mr. Mercedes series, and it's got some interesting stuff, but then you get to the ending of the series and it's like you could have stopped before then?
yeah. But
You've been writing for 40 years? Come on? Mr. King? Please?
that tends to be the very end of most of his things for me.
It was pretty sad though. Anyway.
Yeah, so
D&D.
Anika's gonna try and keep that on the down low, and sort of once she's gonna like casually pick it up as though she's looking the page over, sort of slip it away, sort of into like her overalls or whatever, and sort of try and gather like any page that she can see without being too obvious what she's looking for. Gather any page that she can see that has other writing on anything else that looks like it might be for a journal. Also, specifically, like go through like the drawers and that, see if there is anything forming like an address book. It's a long shot, but see if there's some some way of or.
Make another. You're gonna go into the bedroom and check that out.
Yeah.
There were no drawers in the main room. It's pretty sparse.
Yeah. We'll just sort of check the whole place, see if there's either like an address book or any correspondence to or from.
Make another investigation check.
Oh, okay. Well, that didn't work.
Yeah.
Let's try it again. Hey.
Looking around, you don't find any more. You do a pretty thorough job, but you don't find any more pieces of the journal. It seems that he did. Oh, I guess there was a shelf, like a little shelf where he had some knickknacks and some books, but any of the books that he had were definitely taken. Whoever went through here did a pretty thorough job of taking anything that might have helped someone else figure out what was going on.
Cool.
And you don't detect any more magic outside of no more specific magic outside of the normal stuff there's some magic that gets the water running through the pipes, and there's some magic that lights up the place, keeps the lights on, etc.
Yes. Okay. So that's what she's doing.
What about everybody else?
I have questions, but I'll wait for someone else to go who hasn't gone yet.
You're one who should go.
Yeah, so I turn to the Inquisitor and I say, now then, I would like to ask you a few questions. Have you about any information you might have learned about Mr. Hofield?
Are you talking to the Inquisitive?
Yeah, the Inquisitive.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know whether Mr. Hofield had any assets that I can lay claim against?
I don't know anything about the man other than what I've seen coming into here. I'm afraid if you're here to collect some outstanding debts, there's nothing much you can do. The man's dead.
Yes, but there are many legal avenues I can take, including going after his bank accounts, going after his relatives. There's all kinds of things that I must pursue to the fullest extent. Now, again, do you know of any bank accounts or any such thing that this man has?
I didn't even find any identification papers on him. Only found out his name by the writing on the apartment listing outside.
No identification. How is that even possible?
Whoever went through this apartment was pretty thorough about taking anything that he had.
Well, very well. I guess I'll. Well, that ends that avenue.
If you really want to try to get something that was his, you might want to talk to the Watch about it. But I can't guarantee they'll be any help.
No,
Watch around here is pretty damn corrupt as far as they go.
Now, you said you're part of Inquisitive for what organization exactly?
The Global Information Agency, of course.
And what is that?
They work under House Tharashk themselves. Actually, I'm a member of House Tharashk, technically. Haven't seen, though my wife's usually busy with other work.
Which house, quick reminder, which house is House Tharash?
That's a good question. I'm going to look it up. Let's have you roll a history check.
Yes. Very well. Skills. History.
I like to imagine that is exactly how Ebenezer says it when he does like a sick trick on his skateboard.
Yeah. Skill.
So House Tharashk is a human and half-orc dragon-marked house. It's one of the more recently formed dragon-marked house, probably the most recently formed one. They are known for their prospectors, bounty hunters, and inquisitives. They have a pretty outstanding presence in Sharn, where they work with the City Watch, especially with their inquisitives, to keep things going. But considering how corrupt the Watch is, working with House Tharashk is usually the better way to go about things.
So this guy was probably hired then. This wasn't just like them doing their job.
He did say he was hired to track down where the bodies on the bridge came from.
And may I ask who is your employer?
I work with the Watch.
You
I
work
can
with.
say that I wouldn't trust him as far as I can throw him.
So they've hired you, and yet you don't trust them.
I don't know anyone outside of the nobles in the skyway above that'll trust the Watch.
Okay, and Ebenezer starts making notes.
You're obviously new to this city. Otherwise, you know things like that.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I actually grew up here. I just never had to pay attention to these kinds of things before. Yes. All right.
He like just raises his nose, like grimaces at you.
He's just not
another
like
thing
me.
you know, Tharashk is Goblin for United. The
Ah.
more you know.
We got the rainbow and everything.
So, it seems that the only avenue I have to pursue is to find the people who stole his items and then make claim against them once they've been returned to the Watch. So it seems that you and I are pursuing the same end.
I have no interest in whatever debts this man has, just unless they connect to his death.
Well, yes, but the people who stole all of these things probably still something valuable, of which I can recover some money. So if you're searching for them and I'm searching for them, we are aligned, so to speak.
Aldrin, as Ebonier is sort of making a scene,
Mhm.
you hear footsteps coming down the hall. Several sets of footsteps.
I quickly grab Ebony's shoulder. I say, "Shh, footsteps."
Excuse me, I'm in the middle of talking to this man. Yes,
Ebony,
as I was
Ebony.
saying.
I put my hand over Ebony's mouth, and I kind of pull him, or try to pull him towards the door closer.
Well, as you try to get him situated, several men appear in the hallway outside. They are wearing watch uniforms with the Eye of Sauron-esque stone. In the chat, I swear to God, I'm gonna strangle you. Motherfucker. Talking about, okay, my other Eberron game started with talks about books and looking for them.
I wasn't going to mention that, like, we're talking about demonic moon realms invading.
Yeah. Stone,
Yeah.
this is my fault. This is specifically because of how my character is built. So.
Anyway, yes, there's several men outside with their watch uniforms on. There you are. There you are, Marcus. You found. Yeah, see that you found where they're. Oh,
Damn, didn't I?
Dinner
See,
time.
they found dinner time.
it's dinner time. Dinner time. Right, dinner time right now.
Right now.
All right, so one sec. God, things just. Anyway. Who are all these people then?
I make a peace sign. I feel just like, yo.
Is that a body? Marcus, I told you need to contact the watch before you do any investigation like that. Marcus stands and just puts his journal away. It's like, I will have my full report for you once this place is cleaned out. These people are... He gives a look to Ebonier.
Yes, we are representatives of the university.
Okay, no, keep going. But he's surprised when you start talking.
Of the University of Wynern. Is that right, Wynern?
These people are associates of mine that I asked for a little help going over this apartment every inch that I could. I don't mind them. And he gives another look at Ebonier, this one especially dirty.
Aldrin tugs on the side of Ebony's, so very gently.
Yes, of course. We are long-time associates here. He invited us for our investigative expertise.
Well, I'll ask that a lot of you clear. I ask that a lot of you clear out that. We've got a third body to deal with. Fucking paperwork I have to deal with. Marcus, make sure that the report is complete. I assume that you've covered the whole place. It's not like this is a stadium you're looking over. It's just some dingy apartment. And probably owed some protection money or something. And he comes in and just he's got no respect here. He's kicking papers out of the way, crushing them underfoot. He gives a filthy, just the filthiest look at Annika. And three other people, three other watchmen, follow him in after.
Annika, having recently stepped back out from the bedroom, I imagine, kind of sees the situation, puts on a sort of friendliest smile, friendlier than anything she's given to Ebonier. And probably Aldrin or Mr. Bitter's character, whose name I've instantly forgotten. Toussaint, of course. And just kind of little nod and a kind of a morning. There's a friendly little
to Saint Valentin du Champ.
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
And sort of make our way to the bigger group and just sort of shrug and go, nothing in the bedroom set to bed.
Yeah, it was proper torn up. Like they tore open the mattress with knives, and like went through the pillows. They ripped open his quilt.
Waste of good feathers. Terrible.
Yes, Marcus. Perhaps we should discuss the full results of our findings outside and let these
Yes,
gentlemen of the
come
watch.
on, let's. He just sort of interrupts you and just sort of stands by the door, sort of waiting for everyone to leave. Bennett walks past, giving a nod to the members of the watch. Give him a pretty dirty look. I mean, he's the only elf in the scene so far. Right here, we're going to take a short break because I really got to pee. So we'll be back in like a minute. Everyone can watch the lovely splash screen with the descriptions of characters and such. So
Sweet.
go get a drink.
Yeah.
I'm getting a drink. I'm getting everything.
I'm gonna get a drink.
So we're only gonna take a quick 2-minute one. All right, fine.
Yeah.
I will also get a drink.
I will take dishes out of my dishwasher.
I'm back.
Welcome back, friend.
Thank you.
So now that we've established this little game between our two characters,
Yes. It's going to be an experience.
yeah.
I lied a bit. We're going to be extending the break a little bit so I can eat some dinner.
Sounds good. Eat away.
So I actually wrapped up the campaign that I run yesterday. That was pretty
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
What was the conclusion?
No one died, which was good.
Hey,
Um,
not dying is always a good thing.
yeah. The central idea was that they were trying to get out of this like demi-plane that they'd gotten themselves locked into, that was made sort of centuries ago by a magic user who was obsessed with like becoming immortal, and to that end he'd taken all of his knowledge and created this plane to live in, with like a city had been built on there, and he'd sealed off the entrances on his side so that you could get new people could get in but not out, because he was doing all kinds of crazy experiments. And they end up meeting him, and he was like emaciated and virtually like dead, kept alive by his own magic, kind of like a leash but without the power.
Nah.
And they ended up like everyone turned up. They had so many plot threads that weren't finished, and so they all turned up, and most of them wanted to kill him, and it was great. And we finally like everyone eventually got killed, but because they'd gathered, they'd like so much stuff had happened. They set some of it in motion, and so this like world was basically screwed. So they had to escort like all of the civilians that were still alive out of it, and eventually they made it out, including there was this little sort of this hag that lived in the forest. They didn't know she was a hag. They just thought she was a kind old woman who was trying to stop this spore plague that was spreading over the land. It was I just modified myconids slightly to make it so that it like could infect living people.
Oh wow. Okay.
But turns out now she hadn't been trying to stop it. She'd asked them like, if you bring one of the leaders, I'm going to study it and figure out what's going on and maybe stop it. But now she just figured out how to manipulate it so that she could control this thing, and she spread this plague. And they thought she was a civilian, so they helped her out, obviously. And so sort of in the epilogue, like years later, they end up having to fight off this second plague that is going over the entire world. And eventually get there, and that hag is just sitting there. But she, having remembered them and how they like kicked that one guy's ass, who was powerful enough to make an entire like demi-plane, that she just kind of accepted it at that point. She was like, oh well, I gave it a good shot.
I
I
tried.
love that.
That's
Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's you guys. Okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna give up here.
Fuck it.
That's great. That's so great.
Best part was there was one of the like plot threads that they dropped was that there was a mind flayer living like right in the like catacombs beneath the city, who had originally been working with quote unquote the guy who had made the city, and they'd sort of both mutually tried to betray each other and ended up both almost like dying. So he'd turned up with two of his with his like this other experimental creature that was made by him, they'd been working together to try and kill him for ages. And they had power over this sword that was possessed, and that the fighter had for the entire campaign. And so that dominated him and took control of him. So he was starting to attack the allies, and he was their only tank.
Oh.
And the ranger of the group was, or one of the rangers, because we had two, had gotten up onto this big dais where the guy who'd made the plane was sitting, and he was basically just skin and bones at this point, just sitting there kind of. They all thought he was dead, because I described him as just this skeletal being sitting there motionless. But at this point he turns to him and takes the other sword, this other sword out of his robes, and kind of hands it to the rangers, like handle first, and tells them that like it's the only thing that can truly stop this sword from taking control of his ally. But because it's the big bad guy that they've been working towards this whole time, he takes the sword and just stabs him with it, like first thing.
Oh.
That's great.
Yeah. But it was pretty cool.
Epic ass campaign.
Well, they were very kind of flitting from one thing to another because I introduced a good deal of stuff, probably a bit too much at once, to be fair. But rather than like following up any of the threads, they just went into the next one. So there was a lot of half-finished stuff.
Ah.
So rather than them having the like story and finishing any threads at all, they all kind of made it to the end game and were all involved.
Oh my gosh.
That's the problem with like players. They don't follow any of your things.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which is both wonderful and horrifying.
Yeah, you have to be ready to go think on your feet.
Yeah. So we're going to start another campaign in about a month that I've already got like basic ideas and plans laid out for. But one of the players has offered to like co-DM with me, so he'll be doing the like maps and static stuff and like traps and things like that, and I'll be doing the story.
I'm going to take this moment to completely just bitch about the lack of Sharn battle maps. There's so few that fit on the internet. It is killing me.
Yeah.
I bet.
The ones in the Sharn book from 3.5e, the only copies out there are either solo res or are lost to the confines of the Dungini forums, which are gone.
Wow.
So if you notice some weird maps in the future, that's why. Is everyone
Understood.
back? Jolts, Demi?
Hi.
Yeah.
All right. And we will
Hello.
continue. Yes.
Okay.
So Marcus Drake leads you lot outside. Bennett follows along. Bennett seemed to be just observing what you lot were doing. He wasn't taking an active approach to it. Again, easy to figure out why. He says that he's interested in introducing you to his benefactor, Lady Dolorith. It's not going to play. Yeah, there we go. He leads you out to the outside where the sun is shining. Goes on to the overpass where people are going this way and that. Several air skiffs run overhead, and racing people to and fro across the city. Some people go on these small, like metal discs that take people from place to place. They're pretty common, although it's usually easier to just walk. So I accidentally closed the stream page.
Well done.
Congratulatories.
Darko and Stone about to have at it about dungeon crawling.
Did you change the sound pad, by the way?
No, it should be the same.
Alright.
Same link.
Try
Seems
reconnecting.
that people are,
There it goes. Okay. It's just acting weird.
it's in beta.
It is in beta.
Perpetual beta. Anyway, he leans over the side and takes a look down at the city as it goes far down into the cogs below. Whatever you lot are after, I hope that you found it. Did you find anything might tell me why what happened to this man happened? Got the connections of that priest of the Silver Flame, or that member of the Silver Flame anyway, and that the attack on that bridge.
Just double checking. Annika is the other one who saw the journal entry about the
Right.
priestess.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of once she's definitely out of like earshot of the guards, of the watch people, she'll kind of like pull it out and kind of smooth it off and go, yeah, funny thing that he did mention this priestly type that was we're coming to
He just snatches it from your hand. You took a piece of evidence from a crime scene. I can't believe you. I should have told you to leave the moment that you. And then he just trails off as he flattens it out and gives a look at it.
You're welcome. Bit of fucking gratitude. Won't bother me. Man.
So this priestess, he says, member of the Silver Flame, was bugging him beforehand.
Yes, that was probably the woman that we fought. She seems to be our best lead in terms of recovering his assets.
On and on about the assets. A man died.
Oh,
For
exactly.
what, a book?
I'm afraid, sir, that 300 gold is quite a hefty sum. I cannot simply write it off.
I take a few coins from the pockets of a few people, and apparently I'm the worst person in the world. This guy here, reclaiming assets of a guy who got murdered. Nah, he's entirely fine.
I assure you, sir, it is entirely legal.
Oh, and that makes it fine.
Well, yes, that is the point of the law.
So, if the law were changed,
You
suddenly it
should
would be
know
bad.
that around Sharn, the law of the land might not have much going for it. I told you I don't trust the watch farther than I can throw him. I work here because, well, my position with House Thrash demands I do so.
Well,
There's got to be someone who looks after the people that fall at foul hands around here.
I can agree.
all that.
I'm gonna have to tell you, Lot, out of the good of my heart, that you should back off from this in case you guys get involved. You were involved with that fight on the bridge, which I'm gonna assume you are. Just a little inquisition here, or inquisitives in intuition. There we go. Little inquisitives intuition there that you were. Really back off of it before you get really hurt.
I'm afraid, sir, that is quite impossible. I have been charged with a duty, and I will fulfill it. Now then, would you like to perhaps co-join our investigations in search of this woman?
So I got more work to do than just this investigation.
Well, then...
But, one sec. I gotta find where the fuck that House Thrash actually is. Several levels of 3 towers near the Sword Point District. The fuck is the Sword Point District? Oh god. Oh, please help me. Dagger Watch, Sunrise.
To the center.
It's in the middle city?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a middle.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I guess that would make sense. The central towers are the most well protected. I've got an office over at Sword Point, and he takes out. He goes through like 5 different pockets, including ones like outturns one, and out comes a few copper coins into his hands. And he grabs what looks like a business card and hands it to, just sort of thrusts it to Ebonier's hands. If you find out anything else about this, you get a hold of me. I don't care whether it's by a courier or whether you come to me myself.
I will gladly share any information I learn if you will do the same, sir.
He looks at you expectantly, like,
Oh, yes, let me give you, and I give him, like, the information where we're staying. So.
he takes out that journal of his and marks down where you're staying. Now, you be careful around there. Underlook isn't known for its, it's not known for its reputable people. Let me, create item. There we go. So you should see little green pins on the map.
Which map?
I see it.
On the middle wards. I can add little pins for basically any locations, and you click them and they open a little handout.
Hey.
I think if I unlock them, you might be able to. Can you edit the Eye of the Beholder one?
It's looking locked for me.
Okay, that's fine.
Wait, is it in the middle city? Sorry.
Yeah, middle wards. It's in the Sword Point. You see the office of Marcus Drake. It should also be noted on the sidebar notes, you guys can add anything you want here. You can add as many handouts as you want. You can link them elsewhere. It's a pretty robust system. I suggest you take use of it if you want to have notes jotted down.
Okay, and where's the sidebar?
The right sidebar, behind everything else, probably.
Oh, okay.
See where it says notes? Yeah, you can make them, write them out, share them with others. I see Dimmy making one. I'm looking at it. But
okay.
yeah, you can make as many as you want there, and those you can share them with others, make them public, or just keep them to yourselves. I find them very useful.
Nice.
All right.
So yes. Oops. Let me. I've got. Let's see. Got to close that, and Marcus Drake. So yeah. After that, well, I've got paperwork to do for this investigation here. So I'll bid you all good day. Keep an eye out that none of this comes back to you lot, alright? Don't need to see another person murdered in cold blood like that. That poor man.
I assure you, sir, that my compatriots and I will do our best to keep our own lives alive.
If you're gonna type, please mute your mic. Just out of kindness, please. Pretty please. So yeah, with that, what do you guys? Marcus sort of whips his coat around and marches off to, well, probably back to his office.
I have a question. Do I have a way of communicating with the University of Wynern?
You could send them a letter
All right.
or a message. There are message sending services are pretty ubiquitous.
How expensive would that be?
Probably no more than a few silver.
Okay, so
Let me actually. I think I might have had rules written up for that. Spellcasting services wouldn't be ascending. It would be much cheaper than that. Setting. Also service. There it is. Yeah. Okay. So I will share that with everybody. Actually, I'll just share it. There you go. House Civis and House Orion sort of work together to make sure that there's a pretty robust postal service that goes across Corvair, including Desharn, especially Desharn, because they need to send communications across the city. You can send a message, a letter to University of Wynern for like 2 silver per letter, and it'll get there within 2 days.
that's reasonable. Okay, so
Let's see, standard service. Okay, express letters will arrive within 2 days. Standard will arrive within a week, depending on the destination. Considering how far away it is, it'll probably take like 5 or 6 days.
All right. This is pretty important.
You could also go to a messaging station and of House Civis and send one via their Whispering Stones. 5 gold per page. It's a bit more expensive, but it gets there. It like goes at a rate of 30 miles, like 30 miles in an hour, so it'll arrive there by the end of the day.
Okay.
Basically anywhere.
So Ebonir would would return back to the inn to write a letter, and he's gonna send it express. And so the letter would, the contents of the letter would essentially be that I've recovered this book. I am seeking to recover the fines, but I need more information about both the book and the individual who checked it out, all records we have. Also, please forward me money. This is not enough money. I told you guys that that you really should be paying me quite more. Sincerely, Ebonir. P.S. I'm hoping to return to my library's position soon. Please let me know about my inquiries to return.
Okay. So it's going to take you probably about 20 minutes to get back to the inn. What does everyone else want to do? Like, I'm sure that Ebonier says I've got to go write up a letter so I can send it.
I will inquire with the university about Mr. Sorry, what's his name? Hullfield, to see if I can get any more information that might be of use to us. I shall meet you all back at the inn in an hour or so. However long it takes.
It's not a ton of time, but I would like to do a little bit of research at the library, if possible, in that time frame.
So it seems like this, without the lack of direct leads, this might be a good time to bust out the downtime UA.
Oh, buddy!
Woo! All right. If I link this, can you all? Does anyone have any arguments against like taking 5 days of downtime? Just kind of skip forward a bit while you guys take care of your individual businesses, and the plot in the background moves on a little bit.
I don't mind.
No.
Yeah, this is fine with me.
Alright, I have to
Okay.
spend gold. So assuming I sent my letter the first day.
Yeah. So you lot return towards your return to the inn, where you guys are greeted by Joker, and he well, you lot weren't gone for long. I could have sworn I said I never wanted to see you again.
Yeah, yes, that's a very funny joke, Mr. Joker. So, yes.
The real question is, do you guys actually have enough money to do some downtime? Not really.
Can
No.
you make money during downtime?
Yes.
You can. You can.
I want to make money during downtime.
That would probably be the sort of thing that Annika would do.
Gonna
If nothing else, I'll stick with Annika and see if I can't help her. Since after all, I can wood carve. Perhaps I can make some of the base stuff that's needed for some of her equipment. Oh, it was a thought.
I mean, I could
Oh,
gamble
okay.
for money.
Jolts, no.
Well, my proficiencies is with one type of gaming set, so I could gamble.
I need to work because I have no money.
Aldrin will pick a fight. If assuming that he still knows the shady places he did when he was growing up in Sharp.
Oh yeah. Well, before we get into the actual mechanics of this, let's just make sure that you guys in character know that you're having some downtime to handle. You guys return to the inn, and don't really have any other leads. You guys just met the other day. Bennett more or less says, since we don't have any more leads, I'll have to ask around, but I need to get in contact with my with Lady Dolores first, see if she can't send some things my way.
Very well.
Yes, that would be quite amenable. Also, and he kind of like stands closer to Allswell and says, if he has any work, I seem to be a bit short on cash. The university's not very good about forwarding money to me, so I must request some sort of work. Scribing, I'm very good at scribing. I can do bookkeeping, that sort of thing.
Now, I'm sure if you looked, went and talked to Morgrave University, I'm sure you could get at least a temp position.
Oh, right, Morgrave University.
It kind of raises an amused eyebrow. I thought the universities were supposed to work together.
Yes, they are, aren't they? I guess that's my only option at this point.
Okay.
I'll
So,
go.
yeah.
I got a weird one. Now I know in the DMG downtime, there's a thing for training and working, where you can train and you
There
can get
are
like,
ones for training. It's a little expensive, though.
Well, right. I didn't want to learn a skill. I wanted to benefit from the actual training downtime of, like, I believe it was an advantage or something in the next fight, but that's fine.
No, that's I think that's a
That might be a homebrew or a
no. It's either a homebrew. You might be referring to the training as reward thing.
Yeah, and that's
training, which could be like, oh, you gain inspiration every day at dawn, which is one of the possible results. Training is part of the downtime. It's to learn a tool or a language. It takes 10 minus int work weeks, and 100 gold per work week. Right now, you don't really have much to spend. So I guess I'm just gonna go across the line. What would Annika do with 5 days? Like, you basically like say like we don't have any. I guess you guys exchange information. Like where is Annika staying? Where does Annika live?
Trist is dead. Is he
Tristan, are
dead?
you dead?
He's
Cameron
dead.
Fisher's dead.
D-E-D, dead.
I'm not dead. Shut up.
All right. So where just to go across the line, where is Annika staying? Like, what does she say? Like, well, we don't have any leads, but I trust that you lot, or I guess Bennett would say, well, we don't have any leads, but I trust you lot would assist me in the future once we have some. Oh, nobody?
Well, yes. I'm sorry. I thought you were asking
Okay.
Tristan directly.
Yeah, I thought you were
No,
talking.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So once you get back to the man, this is kind of. You can tell that I've run at the end of my prep and don't know where to go forward from here right away. So,
Unfortunately,
guys-
I know the feeling.
Yeah, Tristan, you are on mute.
You were on mute.
Talk now, Tristan.
How about now?
Yes, there you go.
Hey.
Okay, because I could see my thing lighting. It was going green, like
Oh,
on Discord.
Oh, Discord.
I kept saying like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a thing," and then you were like, "No one." And I was like, "Can you not hear anyone?" And then you were responding to other people, and it was upsetting me.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
So yeah, you guys all returned to the inn.
Yeah.
Where Bennett is like, well, we don't have any leads, but if you guys would give me a few days to get in contact with some of my contacts around town, I'm sure that we can find something to move forward on.
But of
Yes,
course.
Now, would you assist me then?
It is imperative that I pursue this woman since she has whatever assets this man had.
I can
And
agree.
a focused individual, Ebonier.
I have a job to do.
And I believe that and I believe personally that this quest of yours may bring me to a path that would allow me more research.
He just wants to find the dead people.
He points over at Annika. She knows me well.
Whether fortunate or unfortunate, my fate is tied to Ebenez's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ebonier gives Annika the dirtiest look.
Toussaint is just there rubbing his beard and nodding. Like, yeah. Yeah.
The worst part is that he's not even part of the group. He stood off to the side looking at a wall.
Yeah.
Looking at a mirror, probably.
Oh yeah.
That's a fine
No,
image.
yeah, he's observing some women on another table.
So, with that, Bennett says that I'll be staying here for the week, but I'll be around town. Know how to get a hold of me? Just leave a message with Joker.
Yes, of course.
So, I guess I'll just go across the line. Annika, where are you going, and what are you doing?
So, as I was trying to say when I was apparently muted, Annika's probably got like a crappy little like back of a workshop somewhere in the bazaar, I imagine, since that's kind of near here. But I doubt has any.
You in your background, you said you live down in the Cogs, like at the
That
Cogs.
was where she's from originally. Doesn't live down there anymore because that's way too close to the family. I imagine kind of either lower or middle district is where her master lived, because she came up from there, like when she left basically. But since she's left, she's probably like rented just a place to work, not so much a place to stay. She just had like a mattress there, so she's probably welcoming. Like she's, funnily enough, she came into some money. I wonder how that happened. So she's going to keep staying at this inn. It's close enough. Spend most of the time she's probably going to do some work, just like, fix your clock for a few silver, stuff like that. But at some point she's going to take a trip around and do a little bit of shopping, but I'll message you about that.
Okay. So you're just doing the regular work, doing your normal trade?
Yeah.
All right. So make an intelligence check with proficiency with a set of tools that you have. You're really good at this.
Ooh.
Man, I did shit and did okay.
All right. Well, work isn't in high demand. You make a modest lifestyle for the week. So let's say you make like 5 gold. You make 5 gold over the course of the work week.
It's something.
I mean, well, actually no. Just don't deduct your current lifestyle expenses. Probably.
I already did that.
Oh.
For 5 days?
For 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I deducted 5 days of comfortable because I got a lot of money from that dude. So if I add 5 days of modest, then
Yeah.
Cool. And I'll get back to you on the shopping list.
So nothing bad goes wrong with you, Ebeneer. Where does Ebeneer stay? So Annika just stays at the inn.
So Ebeneer, he decides to stay at this inn as well because the tea here is much better. For all the weirdness of having a beholder inntaker, he seems to know how to make a good cup of tea. Then he's also, but he's going to pointedly ignore Anika at all costs. So we talked about, we talked about sending the letter. So that letter will be sent express. So I've already deducted 2 gold for that. And then he would try and find work with the University of Morgrave, doing whatever he can there and doing his best not to set anything on fire while he works there.
All right. So you go to the University of Morgrave and they check out your credentials. Check out. They're legitimate.
Right. And so I try and get some work, doing some work there just to earn enough.
Yeah. So you can make a charisma. Let's see. You can make an ability check, athletics, intelligence with a set of tools, a performance check, or charisma with a musical instrument. So,
what works for working in a library?
Yeah.
I'll just do an intelligence roll.
You don't have any tool proficiencies. Oh, you've got all those languages. I'll say just make one of your intelligence-based checks. Make one of your intelligence-based checks.
Let's go with history. How about that?
Yeah, make a history check.
Yeah.
It puts you in charge of like organizing some of the books.
Oh.
Seeing as you're fresh and new, they don't even pay enough to stay at the inn. You have to pay for your own. You have to pay for your own living expenses.
Okay, that sucks.
Let me look at expenses. Poor. So yeah, you earn a single gold piece over the course of the week.
Okay, so I'll put that at 2.
Peasants would kill for that shit.
And does the university respond with money?
Roll.
Persuasion?
Yeah, roll a persuasion check.
You got this. I have faith in you.
Oh!
I lied. I'm sorry.
They send you a package back with 5 gold pieces.
Okay.
And just say, it just says, keep up the good work with a big smiley face under it.
I presume they sent back the info I asked as well.
So what you were asking about Hofield, right?
Hofield and the book. Anything on Hofield and the book?
The book was written by an author that they don't have any information on, and Alfin Hofield was a respected. He was associated with the Druid Gatekeepers of. He was a researcher into the Druid Gatekeepers of the. I can't think of the fucking name. I gotta open up the map because I am drawing a blank. The Eldine Reaches. Eldine Reaches. He had done a stay with the people of the Eldine Reaches, and when he came back, he checked out the book and then vanished. One of the people at the University of London remembered him. He had sort of avoided much of the last war by staying with the Druids of the Eldine Reaches, and then when he got back, he disappeared off the face of the earth. They only managed to find him by checking out his travel paper information when he went to Sharn, and they didn't have any guarantee that he was where he was supposed to be, or where it said he was.
Okay.
So this guy was a druid researcher, and then, disappeared off the face of the earth. So you have a tough week. It's tough being back in Sharn.
To add to that, at some point when she's being ignored, which is great because it means that he won't be paying attention when she goes over to Joker, Annika, and just asks if she can just return that favor that was given to her for the week. Also, maybe a bit extra. Just let him know that she doesn't need her wake up calls. Thanks. She's got a schedule worked out.
I'm sorry. What are you doing?
Wanting to just make sure Evnia has a nice little wake up call.
Okay.
Bright and early. Like when they're cooking breakfast, he needs to be up. It's very important.
So on top of Evanir's unfortunate work, he was greeted the next morning by a goose being thrown on him. And then the next day. And the next day. By the 4th day, kind of getting used to it. And then on the 5th day, they just throw a fish on him. They just throw a fish into your bed that's flopping around still.
It's still very much alive.
Yeah. And every time you look up to see, there's the halfling or goblin or whoever did it is gone. But Joker has a big laugh, and he feels pity on you, and despite your poor lifestyle, gives you a little wiggle room. Say, do you get to keep like 3 days of that lifestyle that you would have spent?
Oh, okay. Fought back to 5 modest lifestyle.
Yeah. What about tranquility?
Tranquility, if of course Annika's okay with it, would offer to help. After all, he does know how to work wood and everything, so he would offer to help Annika and would also do some wood carving and the like.
All right, so make an intelligence check with wood craving. Wood carving. There we go. I fixed it for you.
No, okay.
No, he's very good at like really wanting trees.
Oh yeah, me too. Roll that.
Hey,
You had a pretty good time. You earn a comfortable lifestyle for the week.
I still so badly want to know what they're saying.
Yeah. So helping out Annika, the reason why she doesn't get a proper comfortable lifestyle is because tranquility is... I mean, most people would rather work with a warforged than a little goblin, sad to say. The people of Sharn are kind of dicks.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
We'll of course offer to pay her back some of this money that he's making,
Yeah,
even
so-
volunteering to go down to a modest lifestyle if it means paying back what she's done for him.
Yeah, so you get 10 GPs worth from that.
Alright. So yeah, I'll just
991.
I'll stick to my modest lifestyle and just give whatever gold I make over back to
Right.
her.
That means that Annika gains 10 gold.
Oh,
And
you're just giving it what?
And Tranquility spends 5 modest lifestyle for the week. What about Aldrin?
Yeah, Aldrin, kind of on a wave of nostalgia, starts exploring the middle ring. Sometimes even daring to go down to is it middle ring? To the map. Yeah, the middle city. Sometimes even daring down to go to the lower city. And he frequents the old fighting pits that he did visit when he was younger and still lived in Sharm.
Yeah, there's a local. You find they're not the gangs that you used to hang around with. Those are long gone.
Yeah.
But you find some people that are like having some back alley brawls for money. Might be able to get in on some of that.
So he kind of walks in, kind of like seeing if he could enter to fight. Kind of acknowledging that he looks like a raggedy ass older man, but still willing to fight nonetheless. And tries to get involved with these gangs.
All right, so I will. Come on, work with me, Fantasy Grounds. Work with me. All right, so I am going to generate the.
Ooh, that looks scary.
All right, so you got a DC 15, a DC 16, and a DC 21 to hit. So the first one, make an athletics check.
Yeah, to have faith in you.
One
Hey.
success. Make an acrobatics check.
A new follower.
Oh,
Thank you, Anime G Girl, for the follow.
you're the best.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're strong, but you're not too agile. And
Which is
then
kinda ironic.
make an insight check. The hardest of the lot.
Oh,
Oh shit!
And just barely fail.
just barely.
So, spend your 5 days of 5 days of lifestyle, but you do out of one of the you sucker punch this huge orc dude, like you crack one of his tusks, and win that bout outright. You gain 50 gold.
Yeah, Aldrin kind of apologizes to the guy afterwards, saying it was a good fight, he fought well. And during the week, he's going to spend about 5 of that gold, seeing if he can kind of like make, even if he can use Joker's Kitchens to kind of make some Cornish pasties for Ebonir. And he even offers to switch lifestyles for him for the week.
Switch lifestyles.
Yeah, aren't you doing a poor lifestyle for this week?
I'm doing modest.
Oh, okay, never mind then. Yeah, then just Cornish pasties. So he's going to spend 5
Okay.
gold to make them.
Yeah, you make some money, and then spend some to get some baking ingredients. You managed to convince Joker's like as long as you let me share some, you can use the oven all you want.
Brilliant, thank you. There'll be plenty to go around.
All right, so Mr. Creep.
Well, seeing as how I'm fairly new to Sean, my companions seem to each be doing their own things, and I myself would like to become more ingrained into the human culture. I would like to spend the week coursing, getting to know the town, carousing, getting to know the town, getting involved into anything I can, and just doing anything I can to become as ingrained into the culture as possible.
All right, so carousing is a bit expensive. You need 25 gold for the week for lower class, 100 gold for middle class, or 500 gold for the upper class, access to the local nobility. I
And
don't
booty.
think you have any money.
Don't, unless I want to give up my lifestyle.
I don't see your. Oh, do you have that on notes? No.
I didn't write down my lifestyle. I'm currently paying for a. What was it? I was paying for like one right below like rich lifestyle.
So comfortable?
Comfortable, yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Creep has been in worse situations, and he thinks that his study is more important than his lifestyle, and will attempt to make his money back, essentially. And believes that the research may be more important.
Well, carousing won't earn you any money back.
Unless I roll high, then I get money from gambling.
Oh, from gambling.
Which I am proficient in gaming sets, so it makes sense.
Well, if you wanna go gambling to try to make your money back, that is something you can try.
Sure, I would like to.
But you have to risk at least 100 GP for the week.
I do not have that much.
You cannot gamble.
So I could carouse, but I can't gamble.
Carousing costs 25 gold minimum.
And how much do I spend on the comfortable lifestyle?
Like 10?
Crap.
14? I'm not sure how much gold you started with, because you didn't write it down, my dude.
I remember I removed it from the stuff I bought. I think I started with 15, though, since that's what soldiers start with in their belt pouch. So in that case, not wanting to bum money off others, I will instead spend my time more productively, go down to the library, and attempt to research spend the week researching.
Researching also costs money.
What doesn't cost money?
Working, pit fighting, religious services, relaxing. Oh, you need to pay for your lifestyle for relaxing.
I can't even relax without paying money.
Nope.
What the fuck? Alright, well, if I can't relax without spending money, I can't research without spending money, I suppose I'm just gonna have to make money. And I don't have money to risk on gambling, so I'm going to make money the only way a warforged knows how to, and that's pit fighting.
Schultz,
Oh,
do
you're
you
gonna
not
get
have
right.
any? Do you not
This
have
is,
tools to
What
do
choice do I have?
You have tools, don't you? Truly, you must have artisan.
I don't have
He's a-
tools.
he's
I
a
have no
gaming
arts
set.
tools. I have a
I mean,
gaming
you can work that way, but it won't be gambling.
How can I work with that?
It would just be like an intelligence check with proficiency. It'd be kind of
Alright.
shady. I mean, but it's something.
Well, my name is Creep, so shady isn't exactly a bad thing.
All right. Well, make an intelligence check with proficiency.
All right. I offer to get paid to run Dungeons and Dragons games for people around Sharn.
All right. So yeah, make intelligence with proficiency.
All right. How do I do that on this sheet?
Just hit +2 and then roll an intelligence check.
All right. +2 and double-click intelligence.
Yeah, Schultz.
16.
16. You gain a comfortable lifestyle for the week. You kind of... Oh, that would be kind of weird. But you kind of find some people that are just in back alleys rolling some dice, and you make a little bit of money to get through the week.
As like the whole time, he's just thinking to himself like, "This city is too expensive for my oil."
Warforged don't have oil.
Or
They
my
don't really have
magic.
moving parts. Like they move. They like are flexible metal, flexible wood. Anyway,
In that
that's a little showcase of downtime. Unfortunately, Toussaint will have to do his later. Most of this will be handled off screen. This was sort of a rare mid-session downtime to deal with. So, give me a second. I need some time to think.
Breakdown?
Go ahead. We can just RP. Anika and I are having arguments back and forth over the course of this week.
Like, how violent does this argument look? Jesus Christ.
Well, it's in Goblin, man. It always sounds violent.
By the way, eventually between work, I'm just gonna sit down next to Tranquility and pull out a How to Speak Goblin for Dummies book, and just like start researching.
That costs money, Jolts. Don't do it. It's a trick. I've seen it before.
I'm gonna learn that language eventually, just because you two yell at each other in it so much.
I'm sure they're fine. All of a sudden, there's a boot being tossed across the way. Perhaps not.
As a side, totally out of character. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it that there's one house that controls guns in this entire Eberron?
Yeah, it's Kenneth.
Yes. Okay, I wanted to be sure of that.
I believe Rick said that like artificer stuff's like is a separate thing, but yeah, the like all like the licensed sort of mass-produced stuff is kind
This
of.
house. Okay. So your gun may not actually be illegal. That was why I was going on down.
Yeah,
that track.
I mean, technically not, but I imagine it's kind of like the thing of like, it's legal to carry around a weapon, but like, there's a like limitation on it. So
Okay.
it probably like the use of it would probably be suspect, I imagine.
Yeah.
Tranquility. I have been doing some research for a while. Please tell me, what do you think of this? I show you the detailed anatomy sketch of a dissected Aldrin.
Strange. But I suppose that is accurate. I would not know.
Interesting. He looks over and says,
Like he even has a chuckle.
he just looks through it and says,
Wait, Jules,
Well,
would we call each other Tranquility and Creep technically? I
Why
mean,
wouldn't
me and you both are Warforged. We have a symbol on our head that's or on our body somewhere that's supposed to be what our name is. We're kind of like Prince in that our name is a symbol.
really? I always thought that we were named just whatever, like literally whatever came to us being named.
No. That thing is just for ease of everyone else around us.
What would we call each other then?
I have no idea.
Let's keep it with Creep and Tranquility for now. We can change it later if it once we figure out from Rick.
Right, but once again, it's just like Prince. Like I said, it's like this is our name, but it doesn't actually have words to it.
Yeah.
It's like signing at each other violently.
It's like
Anyway,
excuse me, Peter Dabare, what is
Yeah.
this?
there we go.
But
Okay, just
Oops.
Copy.
yeah,
Yeah.
he'll just
I accidentally picked it up.
But yeah, he'll just say, research is going rather slow, but if I've learned anything from Karnath, applying magic in the right way to this figure should be capable of reanimating it.
You dare to use such magics?
The humans use such magic on us, and we were born. I want to be able to do what they did, and assist them in creating the perfection that they created in us.
Well,
I
no,
assume
there's-
this is a private conversation, by the way.
Yeah, that's just between
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
If Warforged had their own language, I'm sure we'd be going beep bop boop boop to each other.
Yeah.
So I'll look and say, But would that not bother them, though? They're so concerned with such things. Or do not wish to make them uncomfortable.
It makes no sense for them to be uncomfortable. It's simply logical. We were born from the foundation of magic, and our bodies course with enchanted metal in a form that was built to fight. I'd want to be able to go through and change that very fundamental. We are timeless. Why not make humans too?
Are we
they not
timeless?
deserve- What was it?
Are we
I think we
timeless?
are. I think we are.
Rick, need judgment.
Warforged are new enough that people aren't sure how they would last.
Alright, so
So
for
I
now,
can make the assumption we're timeless.
right.
You
For
might
now,
show
for-
signs of age at like 60, if you're like 60 years old, because inevitably rust and breaking down of magic and such, but you're not sure. You don't
Yeah.
know.
So as
It
far
is,
as
it
we're
is an
aware, we are-
unknown. It is an active worry of the Warforged population.
right. As of right now, we might be immortal, but at the same time, we're going to need to replace our body parts. God, that's a disturbing thought, isn't it?
Yeah. But
Like,
we can do the same with humans too.
no, my arm, the leather straps and springs are broken. I guess I just gotta replace it. What the hell?
All right, I think I have some idea what's going on. So after about 5 days, Bennett calls you all together. You kind of all, outside of working and going across town, more or less stayed at the inn. You got to know Joker kind of well. He loves his jokes, his terrible, terrible jokes, many of which just don't make any sense. He hires halflings and goblins because they're often overlooked, and he finds that they're less likely to. He makes a joke that you're not sure if he's serious about, where they're small enough that he could eat them, so they're less likely to speak back. So
That's horrible. I love it.
Goblin nuggets.
Hey.
Actually, let me. So with that, it is. This. What?
Uh-oh.
Why?
Annika, did you upset him?
Don't know what you're talking about. We were having a nice conversation.
It is the 4th of Larvion, getting into the back half of the year. It's the height of summer. It's pretty hot out, considering that Sharn is at a tropical latitude. Longitude?
What?
Latitude. No, it's latitude.
I don't know.
Right?
Maybe it's my ass.
Yeah.
No, latitude. It's at a tropical latitude, so it's pretty hot and muggy out. But luckily, the inside of many of the buildings are kind of kept pretty cool. You know, magic being as widespread as it is, the very walls themselves kind of keep things regulated. But Bennett calls you to the side of the calls you to not a back room, but like a back table of the tavern early on in the morning. After the fish is thrown on Ebonir. Oh man, I can speak English, can I?
Oh, look at you go!
You're doing good,
Yeah,
Rick.
look at me go. But yes, he after Ebonir is up, he's like, I'd like to speak with you and everyone else soon.
Yes. Perhaps I shall go wake the others? If they're
If you
not
would.
awake. I will gently wake up Annika.
And
Instead
Trister
of...
is having problems.
It's fine.
Orion's not saying anything.
I was on mute. What's up?
Matthew's also dead.
I'm dead inside.
Okay. But yes, everyone is woken up and called to the tavern room proper.
I'm really scared if I go
so
wake
just
up
as a-
Annika.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
No,
I was just saying as a side note, Annika's probably been like when she's going to bed at night, putting one of her like wood carving tools or something under the door frame, like jam it shut. To any more awakenings.
Ebonir comes down with the fish, like very, very grumpy, and like sits down and orders tea. And when Annika finally shows up, he gives her the dirtiest look ever. He takes the fish, he throws it back at her, and he says, in Goblin,
Oh.
Oof. Oof. What? Well, actually, it's more like oof. Question mark?
I still wish I knew what they were saying.
It shall be a mystery for some time.
Was Tranquility just catch the fish?
I mean, did you or not? Because that'll affect things.
I totally like, because I went to. And that Annika said to wake up and then come down. Caught it.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know if the fish even has damage, so if he caught it, he would be able to catch it, right?
Yeah, he's a monk. He can catch fish
Right.
out of the air.
just.
He can also probably just catch fish in general.
What?
Oh, man.
Please, whatever you do, you have much dire news ahead.
They're just shattering each other in Goblin.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know what they're saying.
Really? Oh, fuck, I'm gonna turn on the VOD.
Well,
I mean, you guys can just have the stream open and look in that.
that's cheating.
Yeah.
I gotta do it.
Because all of my prep gets shown on screen too.
Oh, yeah,
So
actually, yeah.
you could spoil
Damn it!
yourselves.
Damn.
Well, Bennett waits for everyone to get seated, and everyone has their tea, and well, just tea. Just tea. That's all you get.
Yay, tea.
Well, I hope that you guys I hope a lot of you have had a good week. I've been in contact with Lady Dolores. She's quite glad to hear that I'm okay, and is quite interested in a lot of you. I've sent her back a message. She said that she will be heading down to Sharn, but it'll take her a few weeks. She'll probably be here in about, I'd say about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks at the most. Got business to attend to up and on Dare. She would probably be headed down here more quickly, but our older, faster form of communication had some problems. It's not worth going into at this rate. She would love to meet you if you're still in Sharn at the time.
Well, I don't know. We're still waiting on information from, what is his name? I forgot to copy his name down.
Marcus Drake.
Yeah, Marcus Drake, about the woman, to see if he got any information. But so far, nothing.
Well, I was in contact with some of my, well, I would say I would be in contact with some of them, but they don't have much to say about a woman like that. There's so many people, so many worshippers of the Silver Flame here. But we can take it upon ourselves to go check it out. Visit one of the temples to the Silver Flame in the Sovereign Towers. It's in one of the middle plateau.
Well, seems like a good plan, if any. I am
Central Plateau, as it is called.
Yes. Yes, let us go ahead, and he's pointedly ignoring this last comment. Shall we? Gentleman
Yes.
and Goblin?
Yes.
Is in the way in case Annika decides to lose her lid here.
Annika's actually got a big smile on her face. She's pointedly grinning at Ebony.
The freaking toothy goblin grin.
Gross.
Rose?
Shut your fucking mouth.
Oh God.
Where does Annika stop and Trista begin?
Oh, man.
That's a blurred line.
I just reread this. Oh, I have to respond.
What the hell are you saying now, creep? Jesus.
If you two would stop bickering for a moment, there's business to attend to. A man did die after that book you were looking for, after all, Ebonier. I
Yes.
suppose you can put apart your differences for just a moment and stop your bickering.
Ebonier kind of bites his tongue.
If possible, Annika grins wider at this.
So what is it that you want?
You should be ashamed of yourselves too, starting this with... You lots are working together against this. Why can't you just get along?
To be
You
fair,
lot bicker for the last week. Now, I barely know the both of you, but I'm sure that you can put this behind yourselves and rise above this. No, everything in life is first impressions, but...
Yeah, no, some people do occasionally find it hard to let go. Some people throw a goose into someone's room in the morning, but,
Or a fish.
I didn't tell him to throw a fish.
Ebonier just stares you down and then returns back. I will work with this creature for the time being, seeing as I need... I would say I request the services of her two companions. What she does is of no concern to me.
she is a very bright and helpful individual. Perhaps speaking to her with kindness would change the demeanor of your relationship.
Perhaps if she spoke with more respect, she might get respect. Anyway, we're wasting
I'm
time.
I'm about to monk slap the shit out of you, dude.
Let us. This is a pointless conversation. Maybe we please just go to this silver flame and inquire about this priestess.
That sounds like a good idea. In fear of opening my mouth and being turned into a robotic unicorn, I believe we should get going now.
God damn it.
Lock.
Alright, let me take... I really need to copy this information into a table somewhere.
Hello?
Hi.
Sorry, I was figuring out how long it'll take you to get there.
Oh, it's fine. It's just like when you were talking, it just in the middle of the sentence cut out.
Oh, my bad. My bad. So you will have to take a sky coach to get to the central towers.
That is fine.
If I can find info on a fucking sky couch. Oh,
A sky
please,
couch?
just-
Awesome. I want
Sky
one.
coach.
Can I have three?
Sky coach. Alright, so you lot head out from the Eye of the Beholder, and not far from there is it's a sky coach stop. It has an icon above it, which is basically a rowboat with a bunch of silver lines coming off it. Just said Silver Streak Sky Coach Rental Company. And there is a little gnome there who is sort of sitting on a sky coach, just dropping someone off as you come up to it. Welcome, folks. How is it that I can help you? Do you need a trip across town? Do you?
Yes?
Apparently, yes.
So for reference, you're going from. You're going like this. You've got to cross to the central plateau, and there's no real bridges connecting them. You have to go by air.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Bennett just simply hands the man a few gold. We need to go to the Sovereign Towers, near the Cleansing Flame, I believe it is called. I ain't one of them silver flamers myself, but well, whatever floats your boat. They're having service today, are they? He sort of Bennett gets on and sort of gestures for everyone else to hop on it. The Sky Coach is little more than a sort of a deep rowboat with padded seats on either side. There is a let me see if I can find a picture.
Creep sits down next to the bed and looks over. Comfortable.
Surprisingly comfy indeed.
He nods.
This reminds me of my childhood.
Oh. Creep stares over at Aldrin with great interest. You tell.
It was good times and bad times.
Oh, I was muted. Oh boy, my internet just dying at this. Trying to send you this. Trying to send you
It killed
this
Fantasy
image.
Grounds.
How badly did it kill Fantasy Grounds?
Not responding.
Oh,
It just loaded for me.
It's fine on
Just
my
give
end.
it, give it a sec.
Oh, that's cool.
So yes, the Sky Coach is little more than a very fancy-looking rowboat with a proper backing. It's got a little fin at the end and little fins out to the side. You can hear a low hum underneath the floorboards, whatever is used to keep this afloat. Probably an air elemental of sorts trapped beneath it. The little gnome invites you all on board as he's paid. We'll be over there and just shouldn't take long at all.
Is there any lanterns or anything on this boat or anything like that?
There's like a soft little sconce where a continual light is.
Okay, just a light. Okay.
All right, so shouldn't take us more than about 20 minutes to get over there. Just settle in on folks. Be sure to keep your arms and legs inside the ride at all times. Don't want them getting clipped off as we go over a low-hanging bridge.
Replacements are expensive, he says, looking at his arm.
And with a simple steering of the odd, it's sort of like a small ship's wheel. He sort of pushes it forward and sort of tilts forward. The boat tilts like maybe 5 degrees forward, and you kind of feel your stomach lurch as it flies off from the little dock point and heads off in between the towers. You go on a quite interesting flight. Takes about 20 minutes going this way and that in between each of the towers. Oh God.
Sorry?
Oh man. What is going on with everybody right now?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Like people throwing things around and dropping things and making noises.
Well, I was muted, so...
I pushed it.
Yeah, I was on mute a second ago, too.
So you fly this way and that on this Sky Coach. Kind of get to these main thoroughfares in between the sections of towers. You've got Sky Coaches and hovering platforms going this way and that, transporting people how the more wealthy get around this town. Although looking down below, you see little more than people crossing over bridges. It gets less and less until there's basically nothing but solid buildings at the base of these towers. Go around a corner and then go into the open air in between the central plateau and the section of Dura. You can see the depths below where the plateaus drop off. Ancient rock that hasn't been dug into since a cataclysm centuries ago, which some of those of you who are skilled in the way of history might know about, having to deal with the War of the Marks. But regardless of that, you pass into a small opening in the central plateau, where you have to stop for a moment, where the Sky Coach is checked that you're valid for pass. Everyone has to take out their traveling papers. and your identification papers before you're let through.
So I assume we're all good then, right?
Oh yeah, but nobody is wanted. Nobody's wanted at all. Quite sad, actually. And then you are in the central plateau, which is protected by these massive walls that protect the individual towers within. The Sovereign Towers are a set of individual temples, all stacked on top of each other, with these great domes and great towers attached to each other. They're decorated with all manners of statues, symbols of the sovereign host, of the Silver Flame. And in the end, you arrive before the most massive building that you've seen. It is a huge tower, decorated in what is basically gilded in silver. You've got decorations of flames going up and down the entire length of this tower, or at least this section of it. And the sky coach stops right before then to a wide, sort of, not really an outcropping, but a wide open area that leads to these front doors. It's properly decorated. It's got very nice stonework. It's got 2 fountains and several areas that are covered in grass that people can sit on, where the sun shines during at least part of the day. A few trees there, one which actually has apples growing on it. It's quite muggy out, and the fountains around don't really help. But it is a lovely sight to behold, even though none of you are Silver Flame worshippers yourselves.
Well, it is at least lovely, is it not?
Quite.
Well, where is... I have to confess I've never been here myself. Where is the official... I don't know, where would we officially meet priestesses?
Well, I've actually arranged with a... Well, I should have arranged with a meeting. But no, we should be able to just simply go in and talk about them. If there were any priestess to the Silver Flame of that description, I'm sure that someone here will know about it.
Seems well enough. Let's, without... If there are any objections, I suppose we should just go in.
Yes, let's go and find some.
Agreed.
You enter into the Cathedral of the Cleansing Flame, the largest of the Silver Flame's cathedrals in Sharn. Inside, it's a mass cathedral that goes back some 300 feet. Its ceilings must be at least 60 feet tall. These vaulted ceilings with their like intersecting archways.
Excuse me.
On which are mosaics depicting Tira Marone, the martyr of the Silver Flame, and her combat against the great Rakshasa Raja that tried to free itself some 800 years ago, depicting her communion with a coatl with one of the last of the great draconic serpents of Siberis, depicting her final battle as she and the Raja were consumed by flame, and the establishment of the church thereafter. There are rows and rows of pews. There are probably like 40 rows of pews on either side of the main aisle. And then there are 2 aisles on either side that go in between even more pews. This is an astoundingly sized building. An astoundingly sized cathedral. There are continual lights that flit about. There are more like silver continual flames. And at the far end is a huge brazier, which is just... It gives off no sound, but simply erupts with silver flame that reaches halfway to the ceiling and gives an odd, peaceful but harsh light to the rest of the cathedral. The ground is hardwood. There are about maybe 40 to 50 people in there praying, scattered throughout the pews. Some of them talking with people who are definitely investments of the Silver Flame, black with bits of silver flame embroidered at the end. And there's a man with a balding older man, a bit of a belly on him, who is sat near the front, near the altar, discussing something with someone. It seems that much of the sound is dimmed here. Considering how echoing it is, you don't hear much of people's talk, and it's almost impossible to make out their individual talk from this distance. A lot of you are quite awestruck by this sight. Even Bennett.
Rick, do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just continuing on.
No.
It's pretty. Yeah.
Okay, you go.
Yeah, even Bennett seems taken back by this, and just like, he lets out a It's not actually a whistle because his throat is a bit dry, his lips are a bit dry, but
Nice. Nice.
it tries to hide his embarrassment. Well, let's
find that priestess.
Yes, she cannot have run too far.
Hey, Rick, what do I know about Rakshasas? Or should I roll about that?
roll. You can roll a history check or an arcana check.
Let's go with history.
Probably a history check.
You got this. I have faith in you. I should stop saying that. It fucks
Well,
Yeah,
we'll say
you make
what is
everything worse.
what is common knowledge. Rakshasas are some of the most active demons in Eberron. They are like tigers with backward palms. They are deceitful, deceptive, disguising. They can read your very thoughts. And they connive to bring about the downfall, or perhaps not the downfall, of society. They are ancient, eternal, and cannot be stopped, and are feared by all. They are the boogeymen of children's bedtime stories. Although I'm not sure why you would say a bedtime story with a boogeyman in it, because that would be fucked up. Why would you do that to a kid?
I mean,
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. That's great.
But yeah, they're demon tiger men. They can disguise themselves as other people and have backward palms. They're very scary.
I mean, you got to keep those kids in check somehow, right?
Demon
Do
tiger.
this, or the Mercantile is coming to get you. Ah! Just saying.
But yeah, that's more or less what you know.
Great, thanks.
Excellent.
So Bennett will take the lead and sort of go down the main aisle. People don't pay much attention to you, or there are a bunch of people throughout the cathedral. And passing by them, the dampened sound of this room kind of lights out, and you hear like, I pray and I pray, but he just won't get better. We don't have the money to, and just normal problems that people would consult their faith of choice to get some assistance with. You kind of go up the main aisle. Bennett seems out of place. He doesn't seem like a religious man. Most people in Eberron aren't very religious. They believe in the Sovereign, but the Sovereign are kind of a cold, absent set of gods, really. Like, just follow their teachings, go to church on Christmas, and you'll be fine, sort of thing. I mean, that is more or less the status of religion in Eberron. Except for the Silver Flame. The Silver Flame loves their church. They're very fervent believers. You're not going to find a half-assed believer who is dedicated to the Silver Flame. But Bennett will lead you lot up to the main cathedral, where the balding man with his the belly on him looks up as you come up and stands up. He was talking with two others who are wearing vestments. He seems to be rather casual. The others are wearing some hats, some black caps, and he's wearing none. So he seems kind of out of place. But he does have an air of leadership about him.
So he seems the one to talk to.
Yes, as you walk up to him, he says, "Welcome, my children. Is there something that I can assist you with? Something that the guidance of the flame would help you with?"
Sorry, you go.
No, you go.
No, you go.
No. Ebenezer would be he's probably still a little bit quiet right now after his conversation with Anika.
We were looking for one amongst you. There, I'll go. We have questions for a young female who resides in your parts, in your care.
Did you say young female who resides in your parts?
Shush! My English is about as good as Rick.
We are all native English speakers here. And it should be mentioned that
Debatably.
the Portuguese man in my other group speaks better English than I do.
I mean, that normally tends to be the way, right? That's great. That's great.
Well,
You know what I meant.
his demeanor immediately turns a bit sour. Well, I guess it couldn't be helped. Is there any reason you're looking for this woman? We do have many in our care, people who stay at the church, some who serve the Silver Flame in the same way that Tira Marone did those many hundreds of years ago, and he gestures toward the grand mosaics on the ceiling.
So I look like is anyone gonna stop me, or am I good to go here?
You're the man.
Aldrin gives you a reassuring look, and he kind of gives a disappointed look to the elf.
So I'll speak up further and say, she had your symbol upon her. I'm going to keep saying it weirdly. So he'll say she had the symbol of the flame on her, the silver flame, and we saw her with a group of ruffians. As he'll look back over at Bennett, that he was attacked by them, and we were wondering if you had any information about who or where she might be. We have many
I'm a very busy man. I cannot keep track of every worshipper of the Silver Flame. Our numbers do grow in size every day. Although I suppose if you're here asking me, you do not count yourselves among that number, which is a shame. Not many of the Warforged, this fresh race, and he actually walks up, like steps up to Tranquility and puts a very firm hand on Tranquility's face, the side of his face, which is a shame. Warforged are such a strong, fresh race. They could use the guidance of the Silver Flame, although I'm not sure you would agree.
There are many ways to find guidance. Sometimes the gods are not the only way. I'll kind of say, try to be as peaceful and as, politely declining as possible about
But
it.
I suppose you're not here to talk of theology.
No. We're here to investigate the murder of a man.
A murder?
Yes.
It's against the Silver Flame's belief to end the life of anyone who's for which it is not a fitting punishment.
That's why we wish to ask. So I'll try my best to give a description of her with the black cloak and the braided brown hair, was it? And tan skin?
Yeah, braided brown hair, tan skin, which you don't see often, especially for low and middle city dwellers. Upper city dwellers maybe, but it's pretty shaded in much of Sharn all the time. Imagine New York City, but the buildings are even closer together. And even taller. It's shadow all the time, all day, all the time.
And so I'll finish up my description with, I believe she was quite the competent spellcaster. Had a beast of shadow and darkness that followed her. Could disappear from sight.
Well, no member of the Silver Flame would keep something like a beast like that in their companionship, I assure you. Suppose you don't even have a name.
She would not allow us to ask.
Come to me asking about a believer in the Silver Flame, but could he just have easily been someone trying to tarnish our good name?
Excuse me, sir, but this person attempted to not only kill...
You would not talk to me in that tone.
I will
sir.
talk to you in whatever tone. I am a representative of the University of Warren, and I will not be disrespected by some...
Ebonir suddenly finds himself silenced.
Ebonir keeps talking. He keeps going. He doesn't even notice. He's like
I'm
on
going
a
to
long
put
speech.
I'm going to put a metal hand up to you, like in your face, and just stop you at this point.
He's still talking. He knows he's silent. He's still going.
So Annika's going to kind of step forward at this point, sort of cough slightly, and just go, yeah, sorry about him. You're probably right. It might be someone just trying to give you guys a bad name, but wouldn't like that reflect badly on you? Wouldn't you want to try and sort that out? Not asking for much, just if you knew anyone, maybe you might have gone sort of AWOL specifically, or anything at all. Any little help?
He actually crouches down as Ebonir continues to gab on, and no one can hear him. The other two priests near him seem extremely worried. Well, aren't you such an eloquent speaker? We don't see many of your kin in any of your kin in our church that often, I must say.
Yeah.
You would know that many goblins turn to worshipping the Dark Six, which is...
No.
Which is...
Sorry, that was to my dog.
No, but it's fitting, which is bad. Like, yeah.
Okay.
It is true that I would like to take anyone who would tarnish the good name of this temple, especially this one. It's such a precarious situation, since we're banned in at least one of the 5 nations. Ondare still hasn't come through with the treaty to ensure that some of our devout are kept safe. Oh, but regardless, I can assist you at least a little bit. He stands up again, just gets up. Despite his weight and age, he seems quite nimble. He crouches down and gets back up without a problem. Tethian, please see that these people are given some assistance. And the man his eyes are open wide and kind of shaken, but then he gets serious and breathes deep, says, yes, Sir Archiverophant. I will see to it that they are treated well. And then the man pulls out a cap from his coat, and suddenly the silence on Ebonir ends as he puts the cap on. I bid you lot good day, and, sir, I would ask that you watch your tongue in the future, lest it find itself separated from your body. There's not a threat, mind you. Just something that I've seen happen to people who are as, say, talkative as you. And he gives a nod and walks into a back room behind the altar and is gone. And I think Discord broke.
Hello?
There we go. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
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 Is it me you're looking for?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Anyway, yeah. The man walks off, referred to as the Archhierophant, which sounds fancy.
Annika likes him. No, she doesn't. He's weird, but she likes that he silenced Debonair.
Ebonir finishes, like, he's still furiously scribbling on his note, and then he looks up and realizes the man's gone, and just kind of gets really frustrated and crumbles the piece of paper and puts it in his pocket.
Of course, while he was walking around, I tried to bow and apologize a little bit, but well,
It's not often that someone would speak to Sir Moore like that to his face.
I would request that you inform Sir Moore that I am a representative of Ondair, and if he really wanted them to sign the treaty, I can tell you I will make sure that they know of the poor treatment I received.
To be frank, Sir Moore simply doesn't care.
Yeah.
And I mean that by no disrespect to you, of course. And with that, the second man that was with him walks off to help someone else who has entered the church.
Ebonir is just steaming mad at this point.
Sir Moore has quite a bit on his plate as it is. He runs this entire church, after all. I am Tethian.
have you forgotten your name?
Tethian Starn. Tethian Starn. There we go. Coming up with names is hard. I'm Tethian Starn, and he gives a quick bow. I will help you, as Sir Moore had asked. Are you looking for a member of our congregation?
Yes.
I mean, maybe.
Perhaps.
Well, so you did describe her?
I tried to describe her as best as my memory would allow. With the braided brown hair and the tan skin and the silver flame and this black cloak with orange trim.
I'm not aware of a cloak like that, but that does sound like Miss Sattler.
Miss Sattler.
Sattler. Tease. She's a quite the devout woman that she is.
Is she a priestess, or is she just a congregant?
She does. She has held several sermons of her own over the years. She is quite the devout, though. We all go about helping other worshippers of the Silver Flame in our own way.
Well, where might we find her?
Yes.
I actually haven't seen her in a few weeks. I was actually getting worried about her. I can give you her address. She lives over in Grey Walls. She lost her husband a few years ago. Was terribly harmed by that. But she seemed to be doing well, although over the last few months she kind of separated herself. Not even sure if she's the one you're looking for, of course. There's plenty of people who braid their hair. Plenty of people with brown hair. It's not uncommon. She does love to go to the park. Love to take the sky coach up to the park, in the Skyway. Spend her days there. So she does have a bit of a tan.
Perhaps. What was her name again?
Miss Sattler, Corolla Sattler.
Well.
I did actually. That does actually remind me. There was a man who came in here a few days ago and asked about Miss Sattler by name. Actually, I'd heard about her somewhere else. Kind of a handsome man, blonde hair. Is there something wrong with Miss Sattler? You mentioned a murder, but she would never hurt a fly.
Does his description of the blonde man match Marcus Drake at all, or?
Yes. Marcus Drake was a handsome man with sort of chin-length blonde hair parted to either side. Kind of a stern look to his face. Pretty handsome.
Did you say that this man came in a couple days ago asking about her?
Yes.
And he kind of turns back to Aldrin and says, "It seems Mr. Marcus is not keeping his part of our bargain.
It seems that is the case.
I mean, he might have just been making sure he had the right person.
We can talk to him about it. I'm sure he'll clear it up for us.
So I'll look at this young man, woman. What is this person?
It's a man. Introduced himself as Tethian Sharn. Tethian Starn. Sorry.
Okay, so Tethian. I'm gonna have to write that down at some point. So I'll look at Tethian. Yes, we do know the man. He is an inquisitive.
Well, that would explain why he was asking around. Those inquisitives are always the nosy type. You're not one of them, are you? Although
No.
inquisitives tend to work alone. I've never seen them work in a group like this. Although you never know, it might be a new tactic. I digress. My apologies. I don't mean to hold you up for too long. I'm sure that you're quite busy.
Yes,
if you do find Miss Sattler, please tell her to return to here. Her presence is sorely missed.
I will bow my head and nod him like, yes, I will do my best. Look at the others like, yes.
Sure.
Tranquility doing all the talking.
And presuming she is not involved in the affairs or is not detained by any watch, but we will do our best to see that she eventually returns.
She'll be safe. You can trust us.
About as far as you can throw us.
See that?
So that means you can trust me, right? I mean,
Right. Perfectly.
out of all of us.
And I throw you as far as I want to try it.
Oh, please don't cause any more fuss here. I would rather you should really not want to get on the Archivant's bad side.
What
I
is his
do
name
not wish
again?
to.
That Archiver?
Ithana Moore. He's the Archivant of the religion, of the region. All of the churches around here, of the Silver Flame around here, answer to him. He is quite the powerful man, I must say. I've seen him work miracles during his sermons.
Rick, what can you type out his name?
When does he have these summons?
That's a good question. I don't actually know. He said it's probably some specific day of the week. Like we probably have one like 5 times per week for different groups. I don't know the specifics. I'll get back to you on that, or probably not. You know me. This whole time, Bennett has been jotting things down in his own journal, keeping track of things. Not saying much, kind of just observing you some more. He seems pretty interested in what you lot can do, and is actually taking interest in the way that Tranquility took command of the situation. I couldn't hear anybody.
I said, shall we go find this woman, this Miss Settler?
Can have a look.
Yes, that seems like the best course of action. Can I do an insight check on Bennett, like to see if he's at all concerned about this woman, or is he more concerned about like vetting us or something?
Make an insight check. I suppose.
God damn it! Second nat 1 of the game. Ugh.
You're not sure what to make of the situation.
That's fair. It's the silver flame. It gets into your mind.
Yeah. I might wrap this up here, just so because I have some idea of what direction you guys are going in, and I don't. Going off the seat of my pants is hard, especially because it's like 85 degrees in this room right now, and I am
Jesus
dying.
Christ. Yeah, that's
Oh, I can't turn on my fan because it sounds absolutely terrible. It sounds like this. It just sounds like this background noise, which is terrible.
All right, so I was gonna ask if I could make a insight check as well on this Tethian Ston boy. See if he was giving me the up and up. But if we want to wrap up here, that's fine.
All right, now make an insight check. He is about 5'8", a bit on the short, a little short. He's got black hair that he parts aside, well kept, straight. He seems like an upstanding citizen, to be honest. Definitely better than that Ithana Moore guy. He's kind of younger, maybe in his early 20s. He's wearing proper clergy attire. He's got his vestments on.
Oh.
Yeah, he seems like an honest and well-meaning person, maybe a bit too blunt sometimes. You guys now have a name, Corolla Sattler. Corolla Sattler. And got kind of the area where she is, the Grey Wall district over yonder. Bennett is taking interest in the direction that you guys are going. But we will see what happens next week. I'll have to go over downtime with Mr. Bitters in the meantime. So I want to thank everyone who stopped in for the stream. Thanks everyone who watched the VOD, and I hope you guys tune in next week for more Towers of Dreams.
You the best.
I look forward to this campaign a lot, and you guys are great role players, and I love you.
Oh.
Yeah.